show up at 10, but you have to be there at 9.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
You got to be there at 8:45, 8:30, right?
You pack in the car. Car's already packed, so I haven't taken anything out of it. It's already back.
I got to pack my car.
I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I'm in thing. I think those I'm doing just whatever. I'll do it.
So real quick, before he's doing his thing here, I am Roman Tressler, and this is Mr. Dapper Dangerous himself, Dex Robinson here. We are with ModernSword, and today we are doing our Gentleman's Corner here, where we can be sitting down and we talk about everything from religion, politics, comic books, modern culture things, you name it. We literally, nothing is off limits. So while we sit here, we're usually going to be smugging ourselves a nice little, in this case, big cigar here. And the conversation lasts as long as the cigar is burning, pretty much. I try not to get too big of cigars, but I accidentally grabbed the Churchill. So this is a 7-inch cigar, so it's a ring gauge is 50. So this is going to be a
ring gauge when I get the cursor.
Yep. So this one's a little longer. Normally I try to keep it around a Toro or Robusto, which is about an hour and a half or so of smoke. In this case, though, guys, we are smoking ourselves a Romeo and Julieta Reserve Real here. And this guy good champagne, so supposedly a little relatively mild cigar. Got a good draw. Not picking anything up on the initial. That's good. So, but yeah, so that's what we're doing. So, this thing up. So, we're gonna introduce ourselves and what we're all about here. Give us a second to. I meant like what we are as an organization, ModernSword. What we are as men. What we are as a organization. What we're promoting. What we're about. What we're trying to bring to the community. Hey, it's a nice little toast, I feel. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Nice little toast, I feel. But here's the thing, guys. At the end of the days, who we are doesn't matter. Nobody cared who I was until I put on the suit. Oh man, that's funny stuff. It's a Dapper Dangerous reference. But I think we'll do that. We'll kind of going back and forth because I actually met this guy right here long time ago in a galaxy far away. The galaxy was called Walmart. Walmart Galaxy, man. But it's been a very, very interesting road. Sometimes you just don't know how life is going to turn out. And it's one of the reasons that, you just try to keep your character up 100 as long as you can, because you never quite know who's going to be there and who's not going to be there. Because the people who said that they would be there are not there. And the people who just solid people didn't have to say it. They show it. So life is a very interesting thing. I told her that's a very interesting thing. Actually, I think that's what I said. I said, Carrie, you related this a little? You're like, yeah. I said, well, I'm about to offend you. Literally. I don't know a joke. I just remember that's why. It was a Christian joke. Oh, yeah, it was a Christian joke. I was giving Gil facts. Long story short, a Gil facts like a Chuck Norris joke, but they're facts. So, one of the Gil facts that Dex learned was Gil jumped into Normandy without a parachute. Twice. I believe that? Yes, they did. So, Gil's no longer with us. He passed away, unfortunately, last year. So, but there was another one, which was Gil punched Chuck Norris so hard he bruised Stevie's all. Yeah. So that's how we met. And we were talking for several hours in front of a Walmart. Yeah, everybody thought he worked at Walmart because he was wearing, at the time, they had blue shirts, and wearing a blue shirt. Correct. And everybody swore he worked there. Yes. It was so bad that regular customers used to ask me where stuff was. And because it was in walking distance of my job and I was there all the time, literally walking distance of where I lived, which I guess everything is walking distance, relatively speaking. But because I was in there so much, people literally started asking me where things were. And I actually knew where they were. And I started telling people, hey, I don't work. I just said, look, it's on aisle 9. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the bathroom's back over there. Yeah, the electronic section is like, hey man, you want a job? I was like, hey, you guys don't pay enough. But there I was doing it for free. Yeah. The irony of it all. So
That was literally how we met, like, what, 10 years ago or more?
how old is Annabelle?
She's 11. So, yeah, about 11, a little over 10. Yeah, she was, so almost 11 years. Yeah. And mind you, back then, I was already a firearms instructor, I believe, too. I believe I was a fire instructor. I wasn't doing what I was doing now. If I need to light a little bit more.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Damn self.
So, we got discussing one time, what is a, make sure you're rotating that cigar. Yeah, because you're got an uneven burn. I'll fix it. So one of the things you can do about lighting your cigar is you don't always have to sit there and do, I like to do it's like a semi-toast burn deal. So once it's going, you can just leave it right on the end of the cigar, at the foot of the cigar, and just let it get good and hot and red hot and white ash. And then usually it's lit fairly well. So, but well, when you want to do nice long draws. So not small little puffs like that. Nice long, good solid draws. It's a pretty smooth cigar. I've had Romeo this before, but I haven't had this one.
Not bad.
So, but anyways, so yeah, I was a firearm instructor back then, and then we were talking about like what is something we wanted to do one day. I was saying like one day I wanted to open my own school because they didn't really have back then. They didn't really have all this. It sounds crazy. 11 years ago, they didn't have the schools that they have now. It was everybody was a concealed carry type instructor. Like, yeah, get you here in the state of Florida. That's everybody. It's like any firearm instructor out there back then was, we can give concealed carry classes as long as you're an NRA certified firearm instructor or Florida certified.
Yeah.
I wanted to start a school, but that was really, really hard to do back in those days. Times have changed. A lot more schools around the country are like that. Fast forward, I guess I actually got Dex's concealed, I gave him the concealed carry class because that's what we did back then.
Yep.
And then,
on class.
Yeah. Well, I gave you guys the actual 8-hour NRA class,
Which is good. I actually did learn some stuff.
the NRA, which is out.
Yeah, it's gonna come back.
Which is outdated, mind you. The NRA, a lot of NRA stuff is a little outdated, but what isn't outdated is the safety aspects of it. They would teach. They're big on the safety. Like literally, we spent more time in the classroom than we did at the range.
Yeah, we did. Literally. I actually remember that. That was back when, a part of the price you could get a box of ammo. Not no more.
Yeah, that was it too. I was offering a class, and one of the ways I was getting students is that it was you take my class, even though my class wasn't expensive, but if you were going to a gun range, and it was a problem, a lot of these gun ranges would have concealed carry classes that are like $50, and it's 2 hours, and then you're done. You shoot one bullet. It didn't teach you anything. My class was 8 hours long. And you're going to the range and you're shooting a minimum to qualify was 5 rounds within a 10-inch target at about, I think it was 15 yards is what I had it.
Yeah.
So
my shots.
So, and that's what I had. But if you didn't get it though, we just kept going. And usually you got a whole box of ammo that came with it.
Yep.
So even if you got your 5 rounds, you paid for a box of ammo, part of the class.
Yeah.
Now that's not the case. Now, you get, you kind of get something ammo, you just get enough to qualify, and that's all you get.
Bring your own ammo. All right.
Well, if you're coming to my concealed carry classes, most of the time those guys are first-time shooters, so they'll either have guns, they've got an ammo for them. Fine. Now, when it's our other classes, yeah, you can bring your own gun, ammo, and gear.
Your own ammo that everybody got time playing nonsense. But no, that was a good times because cool thing is, we got into a different kind of business. We both found, different success, different challenges for different reasons, but we were always of kind of more the same thought because in all honesty, you were one of the few people that I would still outside of business, hang out. Like, we went to the gym all the time, that South and shit. I came over to the girls' events and stuff like that. It was almost as if we were friends first, and then we just happened to be in the same business. You know what I'm saying? And now it's essentially the same thing. The same thing has continued. You know what I'm saying? And that's for one thing. I will tell you this, guys. Do yourself a favor and get you friends that you respect. You know what I'm saying? Just get friends that you respect, because ever since I met him, I found he was military. He's a smart guy. He was here provided for his family. His wife wasn't working. Essentially, he was living the American dream. You know what I'm saying? Hardworking guy, had his house, he had his wife. She didn't have to work. He had his kids. You know what I mean? He was literally just doing what he needed to do, taking care of what he needed to take care of, finding time to make it all work. So I always respected, I was in a long enough pull, I know.
That's all right.
I always respected the fact that he basically had what we were working for. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't in the largest capacity. You know what I'm saying? He's not a multi-millionaire yet, but it was always cool, at least for me personally, to see that. I always thought you were freaking cool. And I'm like, man, that'd be pretty cool to be able to do that. You feel me? Because at the time I was married. She was still working, I think she was working like 3 jobs when I first met her. And got down to part-time, so that helped out. You know what I'm saying? But, she still had to work a job. So I was just like, man, I'll get my money down to that point. You know what I'm saying? But in 2023, it almost doesn't really work like that way, at least not up front. It's just really hard to start anything doing it like that nowadays. It can be done, but teach his own.
Yeah, but mind you, too, back then, though, I was working crazy amount of hours. Crazy hours. You didn't believe it one time. So I judged you by paycheck, remember, pay stuff. You're like, oh my God.
Yeah, I think that was, you clocked like 114 hours or something.
No, it was like 130.
Yeah, it was something stupid. It's like, bro, you're working 3 jobs at one place.
Stupid amount.
What are we talking about right now, bro?
I don't work those hours anymore. I've moved up in the pay scale at my line of work, thank God. I can't do that anymore.
The fact that you did all that work, still found time to build a business and do all that stuff. Like I said, these are little things that I thought about. Still went to the gym, worked out, and introduced me to that nonsense of high interval workouts,
high intensity interval.
Yeah. Boy,
it's funny.
It was fun, but it sucked.
No, it's funny is that when I do work out, because being in a firearm business, we have to maintain a certain appearance, and I can't teach you guys to be not just to be ready, and tactically speaking with your firearms and proficiency. You got to be mentally ready, physically ready, spiritually ready, and you can't tell you to be physically ready when I look like I'm like on my way to becoming Santa Claus. So I have Aaron Tactical does it. Well, that's Terry Tactical. You got the Santa Claus look. He's working on. I'm not working on that. I'll work on just sit down a little bit. But I'll get back to where I was at. It shouldn't take me that long. 6 months, 7 months. But with that being said, though, so what's funny enough is, so here's a little bit of our background. So,
he's black.
I am black, and he's white.
That's correct.
Can't tell.
I just don't like showers anymore.
It's
trying to save the planet. Right. Cut down on that carbon footprint. Shout out to Bill Gates.
So I am prior military, former Army soldier here. They say one soldier, always soldier. I still believe that. I still hold a lot of Army values and stuff like that. I was not infantry. I was not special forces. I was a mechanic. We call ourselves mechanics. Maybe I can fix it. Maybe I can't. All right. But when I deployed to Afghanistan, now I'll be honest, guys, I was a much better rifleman than I was a mechanic.
Oh, look at that.
I'm surprised. I to this day, they're like, I know more now, but the amount of training, not what I knew, I got to my unit. They're all like, all right, what do you know? Like, I know a Humvee's supposed to have 4 wheels, and that's about it. Big deal. You can drive with 3, but it's not recommended. That's kind of, but I was much better as a rifleman. But when we deployed, send you to get the blinker fluid, I never fell for that. I never fell for blinker fluid. I mean, I've been a mechanic, but I wasn't that fallible. They tried to get me on an exhaust sample. Like, you need to get an exhaust sample to the AHA yard. I was like, okay. And so I thought they were talking about an emissions test. So, because the Army calls things differently. Like, Velcro's not Velcro. It's hook and loop system. It's not Velcro. So I just assumed that's what they were talking about.
Interesting indeed.
So, but So I was like, all right, well, where's the thing you put in the tailpipe? And they're like, no. Like, what? I was like,
banana.
I was like, just it's the tailpipe. It reads the emissions test, whatever. Like, no, you get a garbage bag, you put it over the exhaust, and you catch the exhaust, and you take it to the off. I'm like, that's stupid. Yeah, or the depot, whatever they were called. So
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. I just found out while we're brothers.
why?
It's because you had and maintain a high level of common sense. You know, my sister told me something once. She says, brother, you're a superhero. I said, what are you talking about? She was like, because you have advanced common sense. She didn't want to call me smart, but advanced common sense. And it's like I told people, it's like, common sense is so uncommon nowadays.
It's a superpower.
And that's exactly what it is. It's a superpower. And I realize that because when I hear something, I'm like, no, that's stupid. It's the same thing as like,
Real quick, guys, you might see me reference over here. There's a guy over here. His name's Alex.
no, there's not.
All right, he's one of the radicals. He does some of our film work. By the way, he did excellent work for our one intro, We Are Modern Sword thing.
Yeah, he did.
He's the guy. You need to check him out on Instagram. You talk your plug. What's your thing?
What's your handle? What's your right here?
What's your hand? You're gonna put right in there,
Right here. Be someday.
Someday Axel. Check him out, guys. Hit him up if you want some work done. Fantastic work. But dude, if you want to get like a drink or something,
Hit him up.
by all means, go inside, get yourself. All right, dude, I don't want you to be, because it's Florida here and it's like 110% humidity and we're next to a fire. So we're not the brightest bunch. We may have he always right. Yeah, always right. He may have advanced common sense, but we did this for you guys. Anyways, so my background was when I got into Afghanistan, they didn't have a job for us. So here I was without a job. So at first I was just literally running an FWR Morale Welfare Recreational Center in Afghanistan. And then they had me build up B huts. So there's these huts like open barracks, but we
just say B huts.
B huts, letter B, then hut.
Oh, I thought you meant like bees. Like,
Yeah.
You're a farmer.
Yeah, we farmed bees in Afghanistan. But what we did with that is I would put I make them like little cubicles with solid walls and doors so that way you come in. So I learned a lot of carpentry stuff. But a few months in, they were like, hey, you were tasked out to go on convoys. So before we went on convoys, I spent about 2 months training with the infantry. I mean, we did everything they did. We did the mount sites, we did defensive driving and offensive driving. We did the simulation training where it's like the big computer, almost like a screen, and you got like the mock, you have like the M16, it's connected to like an air line so you can feel the kick. We did that. We did so much. And then I spent about a month with the, I think it was his first, it could have been Special Forces group where they taught us additional tactics. We learned other weapon systems that were not U.S., so we learned a lot about the AK-47. Fun fact, I was the only one who broke the AK-47, by the way, because it's garbage. I've taken my M16s and I've thrown them across the field and they fire every time. But this one here, the ammo, that's right, the cartridge swelled up in the chamber and it would extract.
So that sounds like faulty ammo and not to the fault of.
It's the ammo. It's the specific ammo used for AK-47. It's garbage.
You know, it's also used in hunting rifles. The 7.62 round is a very popular hunting round.
Yeah, but that cartridge, that for
a lot of guns
that particular cartridge side was specifically developed for the AK-47.
And I mean, you get jams and stovepipes. Look, I'm not gonna have you bash the most infamous firearm known to men. The thing that had
also tested more times than Brady Snares. I swear to God, I had to find a video. Hopefully I can find it. The magazine kept falling out. It wouldn't lock in place. So
that's a user error.
That's not a user error. That's like the one thing the AK is built to prevent is the AR magazine jump. Dude, did you see me slamming this thing up in there and it wouldn't stay? It would be running our post to rock it.
Lock and lock, buddy. Rock and lock.
This guy, you're too used to AR. Stop with this commie nonsense.
Listen, you need to diversify. First off, your firearm.
First off, AKs are fun to shoot. Yes, they are very fun to shoot. I just give him shit about it because he prefers the AK over the AR, but I'm an AR guy. But in all fairness, I trained on it forever. So, anywho.
And to be fair, I think I do love both platforms. I like the drama of the AK. And actually, the reason I got into it is because I'm left eye dominant. So I wanted to ride on line. I felt a little bit more comfortable using with my left hand. And, since the charging handle's over there, I was like, you know what? let me try the AK platform. But then after I shot it, fell in love with the thing. You know what I'm saying? It was, see, I mean,
I'm cross-eyed, what they call cross-eyed down. I aim with my left, I shoot with my right. But with the rifle, I aim with my right. I can shoot with both. I'm able to use both eyes. I just, because my eye is like ambidextrous eyeballs. So anyways, so then I got all the training. I spent 6 months doing these convoy operations, been in several firefights. Maybe not as much as some infantry guys. I got almost 15 hours of combat time. The first firefight was 9 hours long, where we actually,
it's crazy.
Where we went in, we had a clear building. We had I'm not going to get too deep into it. That'll be for another time. Where we had a spotter where we were getting mortar rounds coming in constantly on us. So when it would stop, this dude would pop his head out of the door, and he'd go back in, and it would start back up like a minute later. He was trying to walk him in. So where the round. So we went in, took care of business, and we did all that, so I have 15 hours of combat experience. I actually had the experience. Now for training, while I was in the Army, I actually trained for 4 days with the Boston SWAT department, which was really cool.
Boston.
But I'm not going to lie, the vast majority of what I learned, I don't ever apply. There's a few things I do apply, because they were big on keeping your body square.
Yeah.
When you go in the building, keep the body square, because, for pistol, because you have the armor, you want your armor to take it.
Makes sense.
So I took some of that stuff. I had how to walk, whatever. The Army didn't teach all that, but they wanted your rifle to be crossed across your arm here if you're using a rifle, but then I kept your side open. I didn't jive with that very much, but that was cool. Now, of course, yeah, it's a break. You see turkeys anywhere? Jive. 1970s talk. We'll watch you get fat lit. I think crazy. More 1970s. Anyways. But so then when I got out of the Army, became an NRA certified instructor, took several of the classes, their RSO, took a couple other little classes here and there, whatever, but eventually I then became a fire instructor. So my background was predominantly in the military side. And so, but Dex really got started shooting once you kind of got your concealed carry, but then he exploded. He went way off in a different direction, but I'm going to let Dex talk about that, because I'm not Dex. I look like Dex, I know. We look very, very similar.
Yeah.
But I'm going to let him give the story. It's his little thing on who he is.
I mean, mine is a much more simpler route. I think I have probably about a minute and 15 seconds of actual firefight experience. From all the shootouts,
but it feels like one day.
It felt a lot longer. I have taken a round. You can't see that. Yeah, I have taken a round here in a few places, unfortunately. But growing up in Brooklyn, it's just the environment. You walk home from school, you get shot at. You know what I'm saying? You walk to your mailbox, you're getting shot at. You want to go to the corner store? Hey, guess what? They're getting shot at. You know what I'm saying? It was just the environment. But for me, once I actually started getting into my Bible, and I'm seeing things like, hey, if your brother's being attacked, pick up your sword, you're worse than an infidel. Abraham, when Lot took it, armed 113 of his trained men. It's like, well, you got to have 113 or something. I mean, you got to train men. Let's, you know what I'm saying? Then, hey, look, man, I'm out of leave now. So if you don't have a sword, which was the same tool the military guys had, hint, Second Amendment, sell your cloak, which was a very important tool back then. Little Bible history. The cloak was often used as an item to repay debt, because you needed it to protect it from the sun in the day, and you needed it at night to keep it from freezing. So if somebody gave you their cloak, they were coming back. But it was so important for you to be armed that Jesus, the Messiah himself, said, hey, listen, sell your cloak and buy a sword. And then, my man Peter, the gangster apostle, the gangster apostle was like, hey, Messiah, here we got two of them. You know what I'm saying? We got two. So the first thing I understood was I need at least 2 guns. At least. Bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? Bare minimum, I need 2 guns. But long story short, I started to understand, as a man, you can provide, but can you truly protect? You know what I'm saying? You can be a ninja if you want, you can be a freaking Power Ranger, but, if you get 5-10 guys rushing at you and you're the only thing standing between them and your wife, girlfriend, or daughter or son being killed, what are you going to do? Well, I'm shooting. All right? That's what's going to happen. We're going to dig some graves that night. But I really just I wanted to get trained by some military guys, which I knew a few, and they kind of taught me some of the basics, but it's really just being self-taught because one of the guys there, he was really, really good. And he said something. He said the goal is for you guys to be better than me. Well, I took it seriously. While the other guys was always, oh, man, he's so good. He's good this. I looked at what he did. I looked at what other shooters did, and I just tried to emulate that. Jerry Michulik, T-Rex Arms, Lucas Bakken. Actually, another guy, what's this dude's name? Liku Tactical, aimbot himself. I started just looking at these guys' form, started dry firing, going to the range every single week. Range, shine, it didn't matter. I think in a year, I only missed maybe 3 Sundays. And then any other spare time, I could get some training in. I did it. And by the time I looked up, you know what I'm saying? I was damn near ready for competition shooting. I wanted to do 3-gun because that time John Wick was pretty cool at that point. You know what I'm saying? John Wick 2 came out and I basically ran a little 3-gun setup. I'm like, maybe I should get into this. But I have a shot now. I got really, really good with the rifles. Really, really good with my AK. Really good with the AR. Really, really good with the pistols. As far as where I was coming from, when I say really good, there's tons of better shooters than me. But it was just that hunger and that desire to be the best. I wanted to beat him. I wanted to get there, show up at the range. He lays down his best, I lay down my best, and I beat him by 0.2 seconds or something. I just wanted to be able to have my head held high. But I'm a competitor. I love competing for the sake of competing. You know what I'm saying? I've never hated a person I was really competed against because to me, it was just all about that final score at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, did we win? You know what I'm saying? I'll be the guy who has, on the basketball court, maybe 4 points. I got 4 steals, you know what I'm saying? 3 blocks, you know what I'm saying? 2 traps. Like, I want to win. And defense wins championship. I play cornerback, so ain't nothing better than the pick 6, baby. It's the greatest play in all the sports.
So, yeah, because you got big into wanting to do competition shooting. So your mindset came from not so much military, but it became a zone, baby. Speed and accuracy and most of it. So which was good because that's a competition mindset. So my mindset was very tactical based.
Hit my damn target.
Yeah, you're right. Mine was just like, you want to be one of the things that we learned in the military was, at least when I was in it, was hit the target. You want to be accurate enough. We didn't care about A zone. That wasn't a big thing back then. We had a pop-up target. If you hit the target, the shoulder, it went down.
That makes sense because most guys are shooting, I probably got plates on anyway. You know what I'm saying? So that would make sense.
Yeah, but trust me, if you get hit with the plates, I get hit with the sledgehammer. But they're the whole thing though was just get it hit on target. So with ours, when we finally kind of started working, because Dex was doing his own thing for a little bit. I was doing my own thing, but Dex was just taking people out shooting all the time, and it'll kind of build up himself a decent little following. People wanted to go out shooting because he did. He really went from being, a non-shooter to a very proficient and efficient shooter. It doesn't take a lot to get to that point. One of the things that we teach in class, it's like dry fire technique. Dry fire is
the best.
It's it sounds crazy, but dry fire really does improve you dramatically. You may not necessarily get the recoil, but you're getting the mechanical down where you're supposed to be. You just asked yourself.
I'm so disappointed because I'm here thinking, man, I got this thing pretty long. I should probably curl it. Let's take one more pull. And I have been taught a lesson. Son of a biscuit eating bulldog.
But
messing up.
So we all do it. Every cigar smoker out there has accidentally asked themselves, and they're like, oh. Because sometimes it's kind of like that. I want to see how long I can get it.
Yeah.
So trying to be cool. What's ash? Let's get it right. Same shit. So, but yeah. So Dex was taking a lot of people out. It was good. So the thing though is now Dex was really people were wanting to do things that Dex did. And every now and then Dex came to, before he started being my partner and then a business partner, he took a couple of my classes. And it's very different, because all of a sudden it's competition shooting, don't get me wrong, is fun. But now the mindset has to change from competition to tactical. But what we definitely learned was, is when we kind of came together is if we can take the accuracy, get as accurate as possible, like the competition shooting in the military has finally kind of adopted that mindset now. But back when we started, it really wasn't a thing just yet. It was can we be fast and accurate like Jerry Mitchell? But can we think tactically and move tactically?
Yep.
And a military mindset, because the thing is, even though what I was teaching, I still teach it to this day, is I'm not teaching you to be John Wick. If you're ever in a situation where you're fighting ninjas and people wearing plates and some of that, pray. Yeah, you're
down.
If you're fighting John Wick, even I'm gonna lose.
Yeah, you're
all right. But the thing though was I was teaching people defense. Like, how can you defend yourself against two attackers? Not a parking lot, but like in a gas station.
Yeah, because you were doing those classes where you were like that lady you took to teach her how to defend your home, which to me, I thought that was a great service. He literally had a package where he would show you how to defend your actual home.
I would come to your house.
Yeah.
We would set up a plan for you, and we would work this whole thing out so that way, because nobody knows your home better than you. The guy robbing you will advantage. The guy robbing you doesn't know your home. You know where your couch is. He doesn't. You know where the doors are at. He doesn't. So you can actually move in your house, where most people can walk to their house with the lights off. Let's just you have kids and then they have Legos on the floor. But then you gotta be careful. And that was what that's what we were doing. But he took a couple of my classes, and then we partnered up, because one of the things is about Dex is that this guy can sell ice to an Eskimo. Okay, I mean
on the week, only on days that end with Y though.
Yeah, only on those days.
Only on those.
Right. I had the credentials. It sounds crazy. I had the credentials. I had all the paperwork. I had the insurance stuff. Dex had the way of marketing, and it worked. So we came together, and we actually were under a different name. We had to change the name because it was taken. So we became ModernSword just not too long ago.
Guy in Fort Pierce, you're a jerk. Even though you're not a jerk, I'm calling you a jerk.
Yeah. We've had that name forever. Yeah, he was like,
first come, first serve.
We can't take this. So we had to change it. But so we kind of adopted a hybrid mindset of how do we train. So like and one of the videos I just posted on Instagram, it wasn't a slam on Dex. Dex's stuff was falling out of like his holster, stuff like that, because the retention was so light. Because for competition, you want to get as fast as you can.
Yeah.
In the military, we're not worried about, we don't want the bad guy or the enemy to grab a hold of it and try to yank it out of your holster.
Yep. So mine's out.
You need retention.
Yep.
So again, the mindset was different. So it was like, that's why you saw, his, setup was different from mine. Heck, how I set up, I don't like now I see a lot of military guys do this. I see a lot of police guys do this, where it's their plate carrier setup. They got the magazines on their plate carrier. They got all this stuff. But yet on mine, I don't have any of it on the plate. I'm like running it naked, if you will. You need another torch. Dex has on a flaker. No, there's no wrong way of doing it. It's a different mindset. Now, a lot of military guys will have it on a plate carrier, but I still have mine on a combat belt, or a battle belt. Some people call it a war belt. And the reason being was and again, it was a mindset thing, which was, what you have to carry your gear is right here. This is your body. This is it. You can't have somebody else carry your stuff. It's just you. So you got to carry it's more efficient.
He carries my stuff.
Yeah. So, but one of the reasons I never carry stuff on my plate carrier was because that's where I want the round to hit.
Yeah.
But if I have magazines there and a round hits a magazine, well, guess what? I can't use that ammo or magazine now. It's out of the fight. So that's why I keep it on my hip still, because I'm more likely to get shot in the chest. And if I do, at least I still have my gear. So that's one of the reasons why I never carried them. For me, there's a tactical reason behind it. There's also a lot of guys out there because, yes, it's quicker and easier to get to it on their chest. I mean, some guys, yeah.
Not faster. Okay, so, all right. So my thing was, right, like he was talking about retention. I saw the Safari Land one. I liked it. But for me, because my goal was to have a faster time to get out of a holster, those holsters never made sense to me. It wasn't that they didn't have their place. And this is why I always tell people, know what you're trying to accomplish, right? They're like, oh, why do you need this set up like this? And why do you need that set up like that? I was like, well, because they're for different purposes. You know what I'm saying? Like when we're in the range running on the floor, those holsters weren't good for that because I'm running and diving and jumping on the floor. Things started flying out. That's where you see, okay, if you had a Safari Land holster that had the hook, it's not going anywhere. You could get prone on the floor. You can crawl, probably swim through sewage, and your gun will be there when you get out. But for my setup, just using the T-Rex arms, minimal retention stuff, it would stay in there for a brisk jog. That's all I needed to get to the next target in competition. Now, I'm saying that you don't really have more than 5 steps of burst. It's usually like 2 or 3 burst steps, and you got to slow down to get on the line for the next target. So completely different setup. But once we did that training day, that's when I realized, like, okay, I'm definitely gonna have to buy the Safari Land one, or at least one that has the retention.
Yeah, I think it might be it's called
Flick one.
If mine's like a level 3 retention, it has like a little button you have to push to release it. But I've trained with it so much now. It comes right out. I don't have a problem. I can draw just as fast as anybody that doesn't have it.
Train away the problem.
But so because that day too, we got the 100-yard range.
Yeah.
And we were sprinting.
Yeah.
So and that's different. Like I said, so here we have a different mindset. It was a military mindset in that particular case. Now, that doesn't mean I take away anything Dex doesn't say, because one of the things Dex does, and what's funny is I'll use an example. So one of the classes, he was giving a block of instruction on how to be a little bit more accurate. And I'd known about this, but I never really thought about it because, again, in my mindset, my training, it was never really taught. But they teach us in competition shooting, which was how do you get better grip, better accuracy on it. Here I talk about death grip on the triggers like that, and that's made a good point. He's like, hey, because a lot of times people have their elbows down, but he's like, turn your elbows up.
Yep.
Because it increases the pressure, inward pressure. I'm like, duh.
Yeah.
So like, he's got nuggets that are very important that they teach in the competition shooting. And one of the things we want to do in real life is, if I got to put 4 rounds down range and hopefully into a target, I needed to hit that target.
Yep.
And that means I got to stop, the flip up, like the rifle, or the pistol flip there.
Muzzle flip.
Muzzle flip. Thank you. But and that's one way to help reduce it.
Yep.
But one of the things that was also different was he saw one of the classes we did was stress.
Yeah. Oh man, that's right. I was gonna bring that up. Yo, listen, if there was competition shooting with a military guy yelling in your ear, trying to do the freaking reload with you yelling in my ear, bro, it was something different, because what's happening is you're trying to listen to what he's saying, but then you forget about what you're doing. And it got to the point I realized I literally have to ignore him. I have to kind of create my own noise in my head and focus on that. Because if you don't, I'm fumbling, I'm stumbling, I'm not clearing malfunctions right. Like I'm forgetting to, hit the slide release. Oh man, I can't wait till we do that to the class.
So the thing is
it exposed me.
Stress is a huge thing to like. And again, this is not a knock on the competition shooting or anything like that, but stress is a huge factor. If you're ever in a honest-to-God firefight, somebody's shooting at you, it's a stressful situation.
The targets don't, like Bruce Lee said, the targets don't shoot.
Right. And the thing is, it's very stressful. So you got to learn how, and the best way, and that's one thing, like I'm not going to get too into it right now. Like I've seen a lot of the new military stuff, which is, it seems to be a lot less stressful. Drill sergeants not yelling. I'm like, no, let them yell and scream, because the only other way to learn how to overcome that stress of all that noise,
you getting shot at,
is like, we can't obviously know. Basically, they did shoot us, but it was above our heads. The 50 cal, the night infiltration course, so cool. Anyways, have these people yell and scream at you, the most obnoxious things, call you all sorts of names, curse at you, belittle just everything, and yet you still gotta get the job done. And how do you do that? You have to learn to ignore the noise.
Yeah.
You got to learn to ignore the stress. You got to be like, okay, in order for me to get the job done, yes, don't get me wrong. If you're getting shot at, that's where tactics come involved. Cover, conceal, stuff like that. But can you maintain a calm composure? Your breathing still can increase. You're going to hear people all of a sudden, they're going to start breathing faster. Their heart rate's still going to, all that's still going to happen.
Yeah.
But can you counteract your natural fight or flight or freeze? Everybody forgets what on fight or freeze. Your natural what do they call it? Anatomic triggers or something like that. So that way, can you overcome those? And the only way you do that is to train and train and train.
You got to train away your problems.
So, but one of the things that we're doing, so like Modern Sword is now we kind of, we're building our classes up to that. We're building the thing, and we're trying to actually build more of yes, we're a firearms business, but we're trying to build a community.
Yep.
We're trying to make it so that one of the things too is
And yes, I know I'm sweating like Britney Spears in the child custody here. I know that. It's fire and it's Florida.
Yep, man. We do this for you guys. So, but one of the things about is that firearms training is generally expensive. It's very expensive. I mean, people sometimes balk at like, oh my God, you guys charge this much? Okay, for a first time class student, first time, $150.
We got some first timers. Actually,
But here's the thing, that sounds expensive. Look around out there how much those classes cost. $400, $500, $600 for a 4-hour class.
Yep.
And the thing is what we realize is, yes, I can't do it for free. We can't do it for free. It's impossible.
Yeah.
But can we make it affordable that...
I mean, we could. We'll just lose our homes and families.
Yeah. We don't want to do that. But can we make it affordable enough? And that was one of the things about Modern Sword that one of the things that what Dex and we must have brainstormed this for a while. Like that's what I'm saying. Like what we're trying to do is we're trying to build a community more so. If firearms thing is a big deal, it's a big part of it. If some people don't want to be part of it, but just learn how to shoot, then that's great, fantastic. You're learning how to protect yourself, your family. We don't care what your religion is, your background. We don't care what your political beliefs are in the background, because we got guys when we're there, and I'm not going to throw names out, but like, here, I tell everybody, you guys are going to be shocked to hear this, but I'm a straight, white, Christian, conservative man. I am the enemy of the United States. I get that. I'm so, I don't know how else I can offend you. I'm sorry. Okay. But we have guys in our class that voted for Hillary.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
Don't tell me about it.
You were right there.
Oh, was it?
Yes, you were.
Damn
So
sure.
people who vote for Hillary, we got people who were pretty, I don't want to say like conservative, more on the liberal side, whatever. Now, they weren't like militant liberals, whatever. But we have people, but what they found is ultimately we all actually had a lot of the same beliefs and convictions. It was just, in my opinion, it was nuances.
Yeah, because I realize this, man. It's like I was telling this young kid. When you remove the labels, you really don't have much differences. You just got to get the label away. You're human, I'm human. What do we think is human beings? And if everybody agrees that you're a human, I'm a human, we're really kind of agreeing the same stuff. It's just sometimes we might take different routes on how to accomplish the things that we know we need, and that's how that.
And one of the things,
differences.
I say one of the things that we kind of really pushed is that just because we don't agree on everything doesn't mean we can't get along or be friends, whatever.
We agree that you need to know how to shoot.
Yeah, we do agree to that. But like, I'm going to use this as an example. Dex and I agree probably on, I'm not kidding, probably like 98% of everything.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't agree with everything Dex believes and vice versa. And you know what? I don't think Dex is a piece of crap for it either. Just because him and I have a difference of opinion or belief or whatever.
Yeah, he likes roll-on deodorant.
That is not true. I am a steak diet. Don't spread those rumors. Oh, you talk about that. What? It's not.
No one's watching it.
But Dex and I don't believe in saying everything, but I don't think he's garbage because of it.
Yeah.
I think he's just a little bit of trash.
Hawkins.
Hot trash. No,
Right.
you're sweating. No, but the thing is that just because we have some differences doesn't mean we can't get along. Doesn't mean we can't be friends. Doesn't mean we can't be family. Like Dex posted a thing a while back stating that if he just tagged me on it. It meant was for me. Me tagging a bunch of people. It was, if he was jumped, would I run? I was like, hell no, man. I'm going to be shooting at some people.
Yeah, that's right.
You think I'm going to just up and leave you there?
Yeah, it's like some people are going to die.
Hey, can we shoot him back? I'm like, no, I'm not leaving Dex. He's my buddy. Why would the hell I do that? He's a brother to me over here. But
Yeah.
I mean, and so no. And that was the thing. So Modern Sword is more, while it is a firearm training, and we do promote firearm training like big time. Like that's our goal, because one of the things you're going to learn is everybody wants to learn to protect their family.
Yep.
Everyone wants to learn to protect their loved ones, protect themselves, protect their country, community, or whatever. But in order to do that, you have to be properly trained. And training has become extremely expensive. Unfortunately, because the ammo is a big factor. Everything's gone up, everything. So we were.
From my paycheck.
I mean, it has gone out, but yeah.
It's not going up fast enough.
No. So we actually came about, and just so you guys are wondering, what does modern sword mean? Well, you heard Dex talk about if you don't have a sword, sell your cloak, right? That was literally one of the reasons we named it. It was a biblical reference, and the modern day sword is the gun.
Yeah, you probably guys might remember my original Instagram name was ModernSword Dex, because I realized, I mean, this is why I was doing it.
And I just asked myself,
You know what? I'm gonna learn from past mistakes.
and I got it like 3. Yeah, no, it's all right. It's called not much, just little.
Nah, that's horrible, but horrible.
Over here, get in my drink. Anyways, way to go. Where were you on that one?
Well, I have a question actually for both of you. Oh, go ahead, man. It's a little minute thing I wanted to ask you here. It's a little break.
Okay, let's hear it. Shoot.
Well, you can have. Well, I mean, both of you have 30 seconds to answer.
Okay.
So I get to think for 30 seconds, or then I answer after me 30 seconds. As soon as I say the question, you have to think, and then 30 seconds, and then you answer. Oh, okay.
Okay.
I think I just.
So pretty much answer right away.
Yep.
That's what I heard.
Mind you, I'm 2 beers and then chat. All right.
Slurs.
City. Yep. One person you would trade places with for that.
Agitate. I don't know.
If you have one, what is your guilty pleasure? Women?
Eating. I can't lie. Eating pizza, man. That's
Eating a good one. I do like it.
That's why I got so fat. It was so easy to eat that when I had 9 people living with me.
Best compliment you ever got?
Oh, geez. I have beautiful eyes. I get that a lot. My eyes.
I think the best compliment I got is when I was talking about the Bible with my buddy, and he says, "You got it. You got it." Something you wish you were better at.
Shooting. I was saying this every day. I wish I was better again. Always look to improve.
Worst piece of advice you ever.
Worst piece of advice I ever got?
Oh, I don't know. Honestly, I think the worst piece of advice I've ever gotten is when I was younger, they said to listen to yourself. That's the dumbest thing.
You know what? Hey, you're not far. One of the worst ones I got was follow your dreams. I ain't gonna lie, because here's why.
I wanted to be Spider-Man.
My dream at one point was I wanted to be, it's going to sound weird, guys. I wanted to be an actor, a movie actor.
I could see that actually.
Because of God of the Rings. I'm going to look at stuff. Because I'm not going to lie, because of the Lord of the Rings movie, I thought that was so cool. I want to be immersed in that kind of thing, whatever. And then I realized I am not cut out for that kind of work. So, but they'll follow your dreams, because if I had followed my dreams, I would not be where I'm at today. I would not have I would not have a house. I would not have this business. I would actually be worse off.
I think I am sweating. Yeah, it is. And last question. What never fails to make you laugh? Liberals.
I think they piss me off. They're more laugh. What feels to me to laugh?
Oh, man.
You know what? This gonna sound sophomoric, but here we go.
What does that word even mean?
Sophomoric, kind of like sophisticated moron.
Oh, okay.
All right, it's like juvenile.
Just made that shit up yesterday, huh?
No, sophomoric's a real word.
I believe it is.
Where do you think sophomore comes from? It's Greek. Anyways,
High school, I don't know.
one language, whichever. Watching people like fall and beat shit kind of thing. Like, not like, little shit. No, I don't like seeing people get like broken arms. I'm talking like just stupid nonsense. Like they it's funny, like you see a guy fall in,
it's all
fall into a trash can or something like that, something stupid, like that kind of thing. Like I always laugh every time, because I'm like, that's me. I would fall into a trash can,
Cat Williams, Dave Chappelle, White Chicks, the movie.
Well, okay, not actual white. So anyway,
I said everything.
So you were saying your original thing was modern sword deck.
Oh yeah, ModernSword Dex, because it basically embodied everything that I was trying to accomplish. Because I mean, The guy was a Green Beret. I think he was I think he's a Green Beret. I think I was a SEAL. I mean, he was just like really good. But I knew, just like with anything, I usually start off getting my ass beat, but then I come up because my thing was always, while you're sleeping, I'm working. That was always my thing. And I'm the type of guy, like, I would be up late just training, or when I worked from home, I wore my gear around the house all the time, played with it, because I wanted it. I understood from, different martial arts classes from my uncle and stuff that any weapon you have should be an extension of your body. I know my hand pretty damn well, but it's because it's always with me. So if my gun's not always with me, how am I going to have that relationship with it? So I get it, we're out doing stuff, you're not playing with your gun, it's loaded. Hopefully one's in the chamber, you're not supposed to do that. But at home, when it's clear, all the time, man, dropping mags, put it in the back end, racking it, looking at it, just...
All I gets mad when I play with my gun. Wait.
Play with it, man. You know what I'm saying? In order for you to find out, you kind of got to fuck around. You know what I'm saying? So just playing with the man. But those are some great questions.
So, appreciate that. Okay, I'm gonna ask Alex a question. Hey, there you go. When you came to our class, now mind, he was just recording. I let him do some shooting and stuff like that. What is a couple things that you took away from the class? Not the bullshit you and I were like, you're gonna dust this bitch or whatever it was, the big nonsense. Like, what would, like, real quick, what are some things that you kind of, because I want to hear from somebody, an outside, because you're not a shooter. No, sorry, yeah, you're not a shooter. You know what? You almost need to come up in this video. You weren't a shooter.
He's the man behind the camera, man.
What was your thought process watching us go? What were you thinking when we were like? I mean, I'm sure you were like, I was recording you and you giving it. Like besides you recording, like were you listening to what we were teaching at all? Were you like, what were you like? Or were you more just focused on recording, getting shots?
No, I was.
It's okay. You can tell the truth.
I definitely took advantage of the chance that I was there, and I definitely could have gotten better shots if I would have paid a little bit more attention to what I was doing camera wise. But I did find myself like kind of just like listening and dozing off and not paying attention more than the camera actually, because I actually wanted to learn. It was like, you make it fun, you make it entertaining, and
both. We like to have a good time.
With the way that you guys interact with the class, it's awesome.
We try to have a good time.
It's all organic.
Yeah,
believe it or not, we actually like people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's funny that I tell people too, I was like, we teach people how to commit violence.
I mean, Roman,
it's crazy.
I'm very antisocial, and I was very comfortable. It was very cool.
Yeah, so I mean, but like as an outsider looking in,
I learned quite.
It's one of the things is like we have mad respect for the firearms, right? Like literally, it's not like we never did anything. We never, even when it wasn't loaded, we weren't pointing it at people. We were big on firearm safety, like that. So
in security and like making sure that everybody was safe, hot, cold, everybody would go home. They just hot, range is cold.
So protecting their ears. Hey, eyes and ears. You're not gonna make that mistake once.
I really like how you guys were like kind of telling people like, hey, be careful. He's right here. And before now, I'm not a person to be like, hey, it's your guys' class and like your students, so I'm not gonna tell a student, hey, move just for me to get the shot.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because we would try to like, we encourage people who've never shot before, definitely come check it out. It's a lot of fun. Dex and I actually, it's weird, like you said, we actually like people, but we're teaching people how to commit violence. And literally, you really think about it. I was telling you, I'm like, I got into this debate with a young lady one time. She
number one mistake.
Yeah, I know. She was talking about like, the thing about why we needed ban guns. And yeah, I get into these debates a lot with liberals, okay? And it was why we need to ban guns. And of course, I'm explaining why we can't ban guns, what the purpose behind it is. And finally, we're talking, I was like, you understand, I'm a firearm. Here's the thing, I have a regular job outside being a firearm instructor. One day, this will become my full-time job, where I have to manage 15 ranges in 15 states or something, which is a dream. But until
I have a manager at that point.
Yeah. But the thing, though, is I was like, you understand here, and before this part, we always goofed around. I always joked, and she saw I was always friendly, stuff like that. But the weird part was, in her mind, all people with guns were gun-toting idiots who like to commit violence. I said, here's the thing, I'm a firearms instructor. I told her, I teach people how to commit violence. I teach people, unfortunately, how to kill other people.
It's not unfortunate.
I don't want people to kill other people. Let me tell you, look at that. I teach other people how to end a threat. Okay? Me too. Right? But the thing was, I'm like, but I would never, but you would never expect that out of me. Because my thing is I'm not about teaching people hatred. Why would I, if you had an opportunity, and this is honestly about truth, and we've talked about this in the class, if you have a chance to get out of that situation without firing a single shot, get out of that situation. Because every time you fire that bullet, there's a lawyer's number attached to it.
Yeah.
So
the thing is, stuff like that, the only caveat for me, it's, at the end of the day, growing up in Brooklyn, it was different because we always just say this thing, in Jamaica too, bullets don't have eyes. All right. Now, when you're in the hood of Jamaica, you could shoot as much as you want. Somebody's gonna, you know what I'm saying? There's so many people. Who the hell knows? You know what I'm saying? No one's gonna find you. So, understanding that there are people who will decide to be irresponsible with lethal force, I cannot trust you to stay alive and not possibly hurt my family while you're actively shooting in their direction. So at that point, I've always known this. Even before, when I wasn't into guns, it was, if you try to hurt someone I love, I will not lose a wink of sleep after I send you to confirm that Jesus actually exists. I would only hope that you confirm he exists, he puts the life back into you, and you come back with some common damn sense. And then you tell other people about his name. But for me, it's just, hey, you chose this.
Right. Well, I didn't. What I gets. Well, the thing is, that we've had this discussion in the past.
Yeah.
About my combat experience. I've never lost sleep over losing, shooting at combatants and killing them necessarily. I won't lose to know that.
Yeah. I know you ain't lose sleep. Then losing monster.
Never lost sleep. I wouldn't lose sleep if somebody tried to hurt my family and I unfortunately took their life to protect my family. I'm not going to lose sleep over that. I would lose sleep if someone in my family,
yeah, of course,
got hurt
and I didn't do anything about it, or I wasn't there to protect them. That would kill me.
Right. So that was. So the thing though is that. But my point though is that if there's a chance for you to not be in that situation,
yeah, get out of there, man.
Get out of that situation without firing a shot. We try to teach these different mindsets and stuff.
The goal is to get home.
Yeah.
That's the goal. Not to be a hero and not to take life. It's for you to get home.
So, but also the couple things we like to do at ModernSword is every now and then we like to have just fun. Like, every time we'll have, like we're gonna, which
4th of July coming.
So we have the 4th of July event. We're gonna come out. It'll be the weekend before. So it's amazing. We'll go to Range on Sunday. I got to pay. I know. Gosh, you got to talk to them from the we're here on the student, But
got you.
But yeah, just did something weird. We
went Super Saiyan.
Well, we got these other cameras going. All right, go. Hurry. We like the wins. So, but one of the things is, like, we like to have fun. So, like, we'll have pretty much like an open range day where bring whatever guns you want to bring. We're just there to have fun. We're not gonna. We might, if you want to do some kind of drill, we'll set the drill up for you guys. We'll give you maybe a little, like, you want one-on-one, we'll do that. But, like, we're not charging anybody full price for those classes.
Yeah.
We still have to charge people, unfortunately, because we have to pay for everybody.
No, it's not unfortunate. It's just how America works.
Yeah.
You want to play, you have to pay.
Yep. Yeah.
Simple.
And but the thing is it's about having fun. Like, we're trying to come up with a couple of little things here, which we won't dive into this right now, but because let's be real, shooting guns is fun. It's fun. I've never shot a gun I didn't like,
including the AK.
But I did like shooting hats. But I will never.
It's almost impossible to get a military guy off the M4 platform. It's just not.
No, I don't think the AK's a bad gun at all.
It's just not your platform.
It's just not mine. If you want to sneak through the house, you can sneak through the house. It's cool. Okay. Well, yeah, dude, we're out there trying to have a good time. We want everybody, like I said, we're trying to build a community. So ModernSword, while it is a firearms business, it's more like we're trying to build a community up. So,
Recreational proficiency.
yeah. So, like we got politicians. Yes, we got big fancy words.
Yeah.
So Alex has got to run out real quick. He's got to get a chartering thing. So if you hear some noise, that's what's going on. Oh, Sergeant? Oh, never mind. Okay, it's people. I thought you cut. Dude,
You're holding his lock. Hell down. I just realized you have a black man and a brown man.
I know I'm a racist too. I'm a racist too.
I was bought.
Yeah, Dougie.
No, he's not. We bought him, literally.
And you can't see it right now, but Dex is actually chained up right now.
Yeah, that's why you can't see my feet.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm in the corner.
Yeah.
But you can't move a lot.
Yeah, you just stay over in the corner. So I'll give you a house. I'll let you drink from the garden hose.
Oh, man. This stuff is funny. Now, here's the thing, right? I know a lot of times it's very easy for people to get you emotional about slavery, this and that. And it's just like, all right, so the people who are in control of the world, right, the people who actually benefited from having those slaves and be able to stock their money up, they're not the people that you're seeing at work or operating at a daily basis. It's not the person that cut in front of you in Walmart. It wasn't them, all right? It wasn't that person. Because if that is the case, then are you going to then also be responsible for all the atrocities that your fathers committed? I just don't think I should be blaming these people. Now, obviously, when you read the Bible, it talks about curses going down to like the fourth and stuff generation, but you can't break those curses. So, for me, I understand slavery was definitely a bad thing, but some of you people are acting like you were the one that got lashed. You weren't. You got a good opportunity. It could be equal. Maybe it's not. Are there certain times where, because of the color of your skin, you might get treated differently? That is true. However, there are some people that look like me that have made it regardless. So, hey, at the end of the day, we are all working for the same thing.
We mean white people like you?
There's a lot of white people like me.
Yeah.
They don't look as good, but there's definitely a lot of white people like me. And that's the thing, because when I talk to people, they usually would say I'm like one of the most offensive people, but it's because I'm one of the most honest people they meet. At the end of the day, I understand that race was something that was made up. This is something new. You know what I'm saying? And then for all you, Bible pushers, Timothy was half white. Cornelius was praised, and he was clearly, I think he had like blue eyes or green eyes and blonde hair. The Bible gave his description. So at the end of the day, when you look at the Bible, it deals with nation, not necessarily race. Race was made up to continuously separate us. It's like Tate says, hey, two rich guys on their yacht, they don't care if one is white or one is black. They just see another rich guy on a boat. You know what I'm saying? That's it. So it's only at the lower levels that we fight and we compete out of all of this stuff. And for me personally, I'm more focused on the things that I have in common with a person than the things that I have different from a person. And I think that's kind of helped me why I can be so good with so many people, no matter what they believe, because I get it. Like me, I voted for Obama, and then I quickly learned my lesson because I read his policies, and they did not agree with anything I've ever believed at any point in time. I literally voted for him because he was black. I was 18. I didn't know any better. All right?
No, it's funny. I voted for Obama the first time because I disliked the Bushes. I did like George Bush. I disliked him immensely. And mind you, I was in the military back then. So I did not like George Bush.
Yep.
But I voted for Obama. But the same thing kind of happened, especially when it became the whole, everybody with Obamacare, it got forced on you. Had to have it. I was wow. To force me to buy something I don't want.
Then I think we got penalized for it too on the tax if they didn't, because I had to pay it one year, man. But at the end of the day, I realized as I got older that everything that I was taught, because when you come from Jamaica, you're basically, or any of one of these countries, you're basically taught that the reason you're in the country is because the Democrats got you here. So when it comes time to vote, you just vote Democrat. But nobody ever explained this crap to us. Like, they really don't help us. You know what I'm saying? They just promise that they will. So when I kind of realized, like, yo, they've been playing us. They keep saying they're going to do this, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. They never do it. And it always makes it worse off for me as an individual. So then I decided, all right, look, I'm just going to have to get rich. So I started voting and thinking, okay, what do I want America to look like when I'm rich? And I quickly, from research, started realizing, okay, call the right, the Republicans, racist. Fine, they're racist. But they still give you equal opportunity to compete. Yep. Even if you're racist, what more can I ask for? What more can I ask for? You know what I'm saying? Like, the lady that, you can't be racist without power. Because, like, can you imagine if you didn't like black people, but you didn't own a business? It wouldn't matter. I'm not gonna hire black people. You're not hiring anyone.
Well, that was funny. It doesn't matter. Funny, kind of. It's funny you mentioned that. Kind of deviating here, so we'll eventually bring it back. But what's funny is that I remember one time that I got to talk again with this lady. She was trying to tell me like that.
Stop talking to women. I feel like every time. What did he stop?
Well, you got to see. You know what's funny? Because most of the time when I talk, most of the time when I talk to men, they're very logical and they'll listen and they will interrupt. Where unfortunately, a lot of times it's a woman who's very emotional about what we're talking about. So
you can't. She
was saying this. Literally, that's what she was saying. You know, Trump was a racist. I'm like, but then I headed out. Then I was like, but he funded Jesse Jackson's presidential campaign.
Yeah.
And I was explaining all these things. So he's like, well, you know, racist. He's rich and he did it for whatever, you know, X, Y, and Z. But it was all for racist reasons. I'm like, then he's doing racism wrong. I'm like, because he's helping then the race he hates. That's not. I'm like, I was there. Oh, I'd say you're doing racism wrong. Because I'm like, he paid for Jesse Jackson. Or was it Al Sharpton? I don't know. I think it was Jesse Jackson. I think Jesse Jackson's presidential campaign. And he was paying
Martin Luther killers.
So he was doing all these things for the black community, for the black employees and stuff like that. Like, well, you know, he's doing that just because so he can get the political points. And I'm like, fine, you still benefited from it though.
Turn this off. It's too damn hot.
Yeah,
nah, man. I'm not here. Benedict. We have fire.
Yeah, I'll turn it off.
Thing is, bro, listen. Look, hold up, man. Let me rest my little. All right, yeah, continue to tell your story, bro.
But the whole thing was to go. They're saying, man, hey, other thing right here, perfect.
You know, I see that because I ain't want to move to Asheville.
So, but what I was saying was this: even if Trump was a racist, go ahead, sit over there while he's doing this thing. He's right. Even while hey guys, there's Alex. So,
oh damn, let me
go. He's like, I gotta cool off. So even if Trump was a racist, the things he was doing was still benefiting the community he was racist towards. That's the racist I would vote for. If there was a black guy in office right now that says, I hate white people, they're awful, but I'm going to hire them all the time, I'm going to give them jobs, I'm going to give them housing, I'm going to vote for this guy because he's doing me favors. He's helping me out. Why would I not? I don't care if he dislikes me, but his policies are fair. Why would I vote for that?
I tell you something that's going to piss you off. This ain't why would it piss me off? I've never voted in my life. It doesn't piss me off. There's a lot of people that I don't know why. I never found someone. I voted for Obama.
Well, the thing is, a lot of people, like, you'll run into this problem here, and I actually respect this. You like people say, no, I didn't vote. I'm like, why?
It's still no one.
I don't know. I would rather have you not vote than be an uninformed voter. Uninformed voters are what get you bad policies. So it's like, no, I respect if you did, like, I don't know enough, I'm not going to vote because I don't know what I'm voting for, then don't vote. You would literally only make it worse. You know, like for here where we live at, people voted.
That you and gang?
People voted.
You're in. Off the top rope.
People voted, for example, to increase the taxes here in Port St. Lucie. Why? Well, we went from 6% to 7%. They voted to increase the taxes. I'm like, why? Because it was to improve road and sidewalks, and it's exactly the same. I was like, well, let's look at where the money's going before we can vote to increase the taxes.
Follow the money.
So-
Follow the paper trail. That's what really did it, man. Once I understood America, the corporation, everything starts to make sense. Everything starts to make sense. But Trump was always cool with black people. He was with Snoop Dogg, always hanging out with these guys. And I remember there was a photo going around of like him and his dad and his mom, and they were in Ku Klux Klan gear, right, going around the internet. And then I realized it was Photoshop. And then I tried to show it to my sister, and then she was like, no, the original photo is the one that's Photoshopped. And I'm like, oh, yo, where do we live, bro? Twilight Zone. Like, they have distorted the truth so much. It's almost become impossible for normal people to figure out what the truth and the lie is. Propaganda.
What's what Denzel Washington said? If you watch the news, you're misinformed. If you don't watch or read the news, you're not informed. But if you watch the news, you're misinformed.
Sounds right.
That's what Denzel Washington said. A smart man.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are you guys scared of cancel culture?
No, I'm not.
You know what that is?
Yeah. They do.
Try to shut you down. Not silence. Cancel culture is what women do to get their way. You got to think. What man do you know is that you would see is like, oh, this person is canceled. It's really it's a feminine thing. So it's a feminine thing. So it really is.
So here's a funny thing. So one of the things that I was telling people is I'm not afraid of cancel culture. So let's bring up real quick while we're on this quick topic. So Bud Light situation. Everybody jumps on the Bud Light thing, right? They're like that's cancel culture. Conservatives are kind of like, no, that's different. Here's why. All we said as conservatives was, I don't drink alcohol. What you see me drinking is apple juice, by the way. It's because I've never had this cigar before. I didn't know how that was going to react to the nicotine. So the sugar helps counter the nicotine.
I'm talking yellow vodka.
So,
and Standitas tracks.
Yes. So the threshold. So
Cut that out. Oh my god.
What? Hold up water?
You know.
No, that's staying in. So anyways, nobody's going to get upset. So anyways, here's the thing. And I'm a Catholic, and we're both really into our religion, and I'm not remotely. I'd be like, good, drink some more, man. You need some more in your system. You got a lot of demons you need to get out of you. Drink up.
Trying to tell you, deliverance, get in the chair, boy.
So, but the thing was, is like, they're like, the Bud Light thing's not cancel culture. That's me just saying I'm not going to spend my money there. I'm not telling Bud Light they shouldn't make beer anymore. I'm not telling Bud Light that they should just stop selling. I'm not telling Bud Light to close your business. That would be cancel culture. Cancel culture is when you do something so people cannot, or companies cannot work anymore.
Let me get a stab at it, right? And cancel culture is when you complain to a higher power to stop someone from doing what they're doing because you disagree with it.
Yep.
Then what we're doing when we don't shop at certain places is simply voting with our dollars.
Yep.
We're not calling any higher power to do it. We're not saying government shut them down. We're simply saying, if that's what you believe, we'll just take our business elsewhere. It's simple. Like Target was calling it like economic terrorism.
So stupid.
Like, bro, you're here pushing sodomy on our children, and if we don't like it, then bro, I thought the customer was always right. But now everything is kind of getting flipped on its head, as it was prophesied to be. But at the end of the day, it's just a very simple thing. And that's why I say it's a very feminine energy to say, I'm going to cancel you, because it's always because they don't agree with you. They don't like how you said something. They don't listen to what you're actually saying. They just care about how they feel and not what it is.
Well, let's look at the baker. Remember the baker? The whole thing, they can't.
Yeah, they don't want to make the cake.
They didn't want to make the cake, right? They said, well, they tried to cancel. They took him to a lawsuit. He actually won, because first off, you're not entitled to anybody's labor.
No.
Period. Now, he said, the cake's already made. You can buy. I'm just not going to make you this cake because it doesn't match up with what I believe in. You know what I do as a consumer? Fine. I will spend my money elsewhere. That's all I would do. But no, they made a cake shop. Here's the thing. They did it to all these other cake shops that said it, but they went after him because he was a Christian guy. They got tried at this Muslim place, and it didn't work there. And the thing was, I'm going, that's cancel culture. They took him to court. They were forcing him, and that he had to. And the thing was, they're saying you can't refuse service for these reasons. And I'm like, but you have no right to that person's labor. He said, listen, these cakes that are already made, you can buy. But here's the thing, too. To him, you got to remember, too, that's his form of advertisement. Look, who did your cake? Oh, this guy did my cake. This beautiful cake. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to buy, right? Now but you force him to make a cake, and then you say, who's that cake? It's from this guy over here. He doesn't want that business. That doesn't represent what he does.
Yeah, what a gay person, can I force you to buy straight fried that has a man and a woman? Can I force you, if you came in as a gay person, you wanted a cake, how would you feel if I put Bible verses on there about Sodom and Gomorrah? You wouldn't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? So why would you want to force onto somebody something you wouldn't want done to yourself?
And that's cancel culture. Whereas like I said, I'm not afraid of
Bunch of complainers.
The thing is, here's why I'm not afraid of cancel culture, because everything I'm doing is 100% legal. And even if I said something that is remotely offensive, it can get me fired from my regular job.
Okay.
Well, unfortunately, there you asked the question.
Are you gay?
I look at it all the time. But you're there and you ask the question, so I'm answering your question.
Yeah.
So the problem, though, is I'm going to look at that into his eyes. Your deep frown.
What kind of kinks do you have, man? Yo.
So the thing about it is those. There's nothing that they're going to say to me that's going to remotely intimidate me. I'm not going to lose my job because I said I had this religious belief. I'm not going to lose nothing's going to happen because there's nothing what are they going to do? Not come to my class? Okay. You're probably not the sort of crowd I would want you at my class anyway.
Yeah, in cancel culture, you also need to be careful, because what you clowns don't realize is there is a set of people now that will flock to people you cancel, because we know why you cancel people. You cancel people because they are factually accurate. People can sit there and lie all the time, make up stories, they never get canceled. They can do dumb stuff like sitting in the bathtub eating cereal and it's perfectly fine. But as soon as someone starts talking about mental health, having common sense, hey, they're actually lying to you, stick up for yourself, defend yourself, don't get on all these prescriptions, all of a sudden you're an enemy to humanity? What? Like now, anytime I see that the government's locking somebody up or they're getting involved in something they're not supposed to be involved in, I automatically know that person is right. Literally, like it's just that simple. I'm going to take Trump's side. Why? Because the government's trying to put him in jail. And let me see what Biden's doing. Nobody cares. Oh, look at that. I'm going to side with him.
Yep.
Simple. Just throw him in jail. For what? For what?
Stupid. Nonsense. And Hunter Biden, nothing. And they found all this. Literally, he played guilty is not going to do any time in jail. And yet here
he's different from Hillary, what she did to Haiti.
Dude, it's no different than wiping her hard drive out and all this stuff. And they caught, anyways. We're going off on a tangent here. Oh, a little bit.
It's a gentleman's corner. This is a tangent.
We're allowed to.
The whole series is a tangent. Started a war with the cancel culture.
No, it's not a war, man. It's really a good topic, because some ways I hear is, yeah, man. It's just like, I would say something like, "Oh, you're canceled. You're canceled." Dude, shut up. Who's gonna cancel me? What are you gonna do? We don't want canceled. It just doesn't make sense. Like, people want people to be so afraid of the social norm, and the danger with that is social norms change because it's based on consensus and not facts. So when you have a bunch of people believing things that are not true, even if the world believes it, it doesn't make it like the amount of people believing something don't make it real. It's not how life works. And especially for being a guy, unfortunately, we have to live in reality. You know what I'm saying? It's just like women kind of get to live in this more of a pseudo reality because people line up to kind of provide things for them. They don't have to go through the same struggles and hills, because like, when was the last time a law was made for a man's right? And it doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? And we kind of went from women wanting to be equal, which you're not, you definitely don't want it, to them almost being superior.
Yeah.
And now that you got this trans stuff coming, I was making a joke with my friends outside of work, and I'm like, yeah, I can't wait for them to do the trans betting so I could bet on these dudes.
Yeah.
And when they get their behind whoop, I'm just like, hey, look, it's clearly that men are better than women in everything, including being women. You know, a man with what Caitlyn Jenner or
Caitlyn Jenner
was
woman of the year. Wasn't even a woman for a year.
like, what are we talking about, man? This dude is out here beating girls up in wrestling. The summer record, yo, that one actually hurt my heart as an athlete, bro. To work so hard for something, that's like me playing football or boxing, right? That's more of an individual sport because it was swimming. You know what I'm saying? You literally have to rely on yourself. When you're in that pool, it's just you and every stroke. You know what I'm saying? So that's like me being a boxer. Bam, bam, bam. I'm working. I'm knocking dudes down, beating all the top men. And then somebody builds a freaking titanium robot, and now I gotta fight this thing. And then we tie, which means I should get it because I'm at a disadvantage. But they still give it to the freaking robot. Like, it's not even a person. Like, this is for people. You know what I'm saying? But now, because you women are so easily deceived, you bunch of Eves. Yes, I'm talking to you, you bunch of Eves. You're so easily deceived. Now, the very thing that you wanted is being taken away from you right under your nose, and they have deceived you so well that you cheer for it. Because y'all the ones clapping, "Go Queen!" That's a dude. That's a dude. "Go Queen! Oh, she's so pretty." And it's just like, yo, why are you retarded, bro? I don't understand. What is the purpose of looking at a dog and calling it a cat? Where do we draw the line? Well, it pisses me off, man. It really does. There has to do better than this. It's just crazy.
That honestly,
Look at what you're doing with the power you got.
it's all and the thing is that it was never about, and that's in any lot of things you see, and it doesn't matter what you see. Whatever you hear somebody say it's about equality, it never is.
Yeah, because it's really not fair to these women.
And it doesn't. And it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter. Feminism, the KKK, BLM, all these folks, whatever. It's never about equality. They say it is, but it's always about superiority.
Now, you know, that's a true fact.
And it's never about that, because here's the thing. You know, like I was telling everybody, so you know what true, like, if we want to talk about acceptance, let's talk about acceptance for a second. You know what true acceptance is? When no one cares. That's true acceptance. Nobody cares that, let's be real. Nobody cares about me. First, I'm a guy. Nobody cares about men the majority of the time. Like, they don't give a crap that, wow, you know, there's a whole bunch of male soldiers died in this war. That's a shame.
That's what they're supposed to.
You know, whatever. Oh, look, you know, 90% of workplace deaths are men. Nobody cares. To listen to you. I mean, like, yeah, your own family would care, but we're talking as society in general.
It was like over 90-some%. I think it was 80. The number of suicides or
bad. Yeah,
don't care unless something vital happens to your life.
right.
To one side.
Right. I was saying,
they're sensitized. Like,
but see, the thing is it's also like, I'm like, they don't with like true acceptance.
oh, look at you.
LGBTQ, IAA plus thing out there, feminism, men's right, but whatever, it doesn't matter. True acceptance is when nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. Here's the thing. Nobody cares what you do behind closed doors. Nobody. I don't need a whole month shoving it in my face. I don't care that you're gay. Nobody cares that you're gay. No one cares. That's true acceptance. If you have to flaunt it in my face all the time, then you're not looking for acceptance. You're looking for accolades. Look at me,
Yeah.
right? And that's the thing. And when I hear this, well, then I'm tired of seeing straight pride stuff flung my thumb. Like, straight pride, what? I don't have a flag. Well, I don't see anything. I don't see anything out there that's promoting straightness.
Nope.
There's literally none of that. Look at all the television shows, the movies. There's always somebody in there that's either gay or handicapped or whatever, something like that. Representation, which will, you see all these things there. Like, like, what are you talking about? Nobody's pushing any of that. Well, there's not a gay guy out there, or sorry, straight guy out there. Oh, that's not true. There's probably plenty of straight. Look at what? Well, aren't you straight?
Hey, yo. You're not straight.
Hey, yo.
Nah, see, I'm just trying to figure out what's happening.
Continue on before I quit. So, the whole thing though is that there are probably guys out there that are preaching against, you know, like what. Okay, let me put it this way: the vast majority of society. We can't look at we can't look at, you know, yeah, I'm good. We can't look at the unfortunately is the squeaky wheel gets the grease. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are. That's why you saw a lot what happened with Target. You saw what happened with Budweiser. People just had enough. People just had enough. It's like, look, nobody freaking cares. Why'd you have to make it political? Why'd you have to make this? I just want to buy my beer. I just want to go to a Target and pick up a frozen pizza or whatever. That's the thing is that when you force stuff down people's throat, it's not about acceptance. It's about really about being showing that you're superior. And like, here's the thing. Let's talk about feminism for just a second here. A lot of people don't know this, but I can't stand modern day feminists. Okay. And here's the thing. You guys want equal rights? How come none of you volunteered for the draft, for a selective service?
They don't want equal rights. They want equal privilege to the extent of the positives and not the negatives. Because you want equal pay, but you won't work as long. And that's why I like what Trump said. Oh, if you get hired, will women get equal pay if you do as good enough a job?
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I was talking to my job. I'm in sales. So everybody knows it's way easier for women to sell than men because it's easier to trust a woman. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's facts, bro. Any salesman knows.
Oh, that fact.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, pull it up. Gee. Go ahead, man. Pull it up. Women are more trustworthy in sales.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the only reason that men are usually at the top of sales is because they work harder, they stay later. When the wife is pregnant, the wife has to stay home for the child. The man can still work. You know what I'm saying? Men usually, like we were just talking about this the other day, when somebody in my family dies, I'm back at work like the next day. You know what I'm saying? We don't need a 2 weeks or anything like that to get over it because we're not as emotional as women are. And there's a reason that we are different. We're supposed to be different.
Well, we 3% behind. 70% of women reach their sales quotas compared to 67% of men.
That's more than 3, but okay.
All right, I read it wrong. So what?
That's cool. Well, all I'm saying is that it's just a little easier for women to sell because sales is about trust. It's about communication. No one, if you can't get somebody to trust you, they're not going to buy from you because then you probably sell them a lemon. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things. It's like, well, if that was the case, the entire call center would be filled with women. Every sales floor would be filled with women. Every freaking auction house would be filled with women salesmen because essentially you would be able to pay them less and get work. So you know that's crap. But for some reason, they can't look at the simple facts, the simplicity of it all. They try to make it complicated and say all this stuff, or men are in higher positions and men make most of the money and blah, blah, blah. That's because men are working most of the jobs. How many stay-at-home men do you know?
It's complicated about it. Also, that's the majority of men are also working the most dangerous jobs too.
Exactly.
I know one stay-at-home man.
Yeah.
Jay-Z.
Well, no, he works. He definitely works. And he has worked. So he's worked himself out of a job, which is what every man should work towards. Man.
And so the thing is that I'm going to use an example. Here's the thing. I was watching this survival show, and this is actually not a slam on women. It's actually a thing I've noticed. And the men, unfortunately, the men are it's all about survival in this situation, and they're by themselves. And one thing I noticed, there was a woman, she was complaining, and it's a legitimate issue. Her complaint was she was on her period, and when she's on her period, it makes her sick. She has a hard time moving, and so she just wants to sit and rest. And you're saying, but she's by herself, so she has to go out and find food. She has to work on her shelter. She has to do all these things by herself. And the thing is, yes, in a survival situation, it just happens in this particular season, it's only when one's left is women. Good for that. I mean, really, a lot of these things you look at with the hands they're dealt, like other locations. But what you're finding is she did it. She's going on, she's doing her thing, but she says, like, I wish I could just sit here and by the fire, but food won't come to me. And that's where it was always a big thing about why it's important to actually have in society, if you look at old school, like villages and stuff like that, that's why the men were the ones out working. When a woman was sick and she was on her period or something was happening, food was still going to come to the table. The guy was still going to go out there and go hunt. He was still going to go out and do those things. She could take it easy. And guess what? She may not have been able to go out and hunt, but she could do something around the house. And it's not a sexist thing. It was, they had equal parts in that relationship. Now, when you don't have that other half, you have to do everything.
And I'll tell you, the engine or the transmission. I need both.
And the thing with that was, it really shows is that, yeah, you know, the women are capable of doing everything they were doing in this survival mind. It's strictly survival. Okay, this is a strictly survival thing, you know, and a lot of it also depends on, there's a lot of luck involved in this. A lot of luck, you know, like, just you see guys tap out because they're like, dude, I haven't caught a single thing to eat in 20-some days. I got to tap out. Ugh. But here, it's like, some of these girls like, look at this, I've caught 2 rabbits. You know, it's like, you're kicking it, you're killing it, which is good. Like I said, there's a lot of luck involved. But what you're finding is that if you watch these things, if you watch where it's a society thing and stuff like that, the men always tend to do better. The men always, because it becomes not so much logical. Now, and I'm not gonna lie, in this particular season, I'm going way off. In this particular season,
what's the show called?
Let's call it Alone. In this particular season, all 3 of the guys that were left, and it was 3 guys, 3 girls, all 3 guys tapped out before the girls.
Oh, nice.
All 3 guys did. The first guy tapped out, you know, because he missed home. He missed his son and he missed his kid. You know. The second guy tapped out because for him, he kind of got a bad deal. Yeah, he was like, he wasn't able to get any food. The tarpy he had leaked everywhere and stuff like that. They literally dropped him off like a week before winter struck. So he kind of had a bad deal, whatever, and he's 60 years old. So he's like, I'm not a young guy. The third guy tapped out because he wasn't able to get food. He was there for he caught 1 fish and 1 rabbit. That was it. He's like, I got no food. You know, so now, if you look at all the other seasons, some of these women are like, you know, I'm going way off. Well,
what?
Oh, he turned down the light. You know what? I'm going off on a tangent because I really like the show Alone, and some of these women were second place winners and stuff like that, and they did great. But a lot of them, like you see, like one of the guys, he's like, you know, it took him 2 years to recover from them because these guys are the previous contestants. He's like, it took him 3 years I think he said 3 years to recover from his one stint of being out there. 3 because of how malnourished he lost teeth, hair was falling out, stuff like that, how malnourished. He's like, am I really willing to do that again? So he's like, I haven't eaten in over 20-some days. I haven't caught anything to eat. He's like, so he taps out.
Yeah, a lot of stuff's scripted. So not to say that women can't survive, but I know it's like Man vs. Wild and all that stuff. They feed him granola bars and he gets food, all that.
That's Bear Grylls thing. Wait, Les Stroud is not. That's all real. Les Stroud, Survivor Man. Yeah, he films himself. He sets up he doesn't have a camera crew out there. He has this whole thing, and he got a big fight with over a Bear Grylls thing because he's like, they're doing everywhere I went, Bear Grylls then went. And he was talking about all this stuff. But Les Stroud, and then when he left Discovery Channel stuff, he was still doing it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Going to Mongolia and all of that stuff. I'm like, this guy is a glutton for punishment.
It's what he does. He's used to it.
Yeah, but anyways, I don't want to make it about survival like that because I'm not gonna lie, those women, they're doing a good job. They know we're doing. In fairness, all of them that went are survival experts. Like, this is what they do at home, like in their area. Like, this is what they freaking do.
Like the women or all the men or just everyone?
Everyone in that show is survival experts.
I was wondering, I'm like, what's the skill set? Like, why are you not able to catch a fish?
So,
is there no fish?
No, like literally, like you'll see them trying to fish. Like, they only allow to bring 10 items with them. So they can't bring, like, you can bring a fishing pole, but that fishing pole and the actual line,
there's one.
Two.
Oh, two. Okay.
So, like, well, I just need the line. So they'll hand fish, they'll cast line out, like, nothing's catching. Like, nothing's biting. Like, they'll be out there for hours and not a single fish will bite. So, like, you'll see, so, like, they'll try to set up, like, nets and stuff like that. They won't, like, sometimes they just get nothing.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, too, is that if I remember correctly, they can only go so far. They're like, this is your area. You can't go any further because then you'll go into these other contestants' areas. So you have to be within a certain area.
Oh, then that could definitely be manipulated because at that point, if you're just in an area the animals don't go to, you're screwed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I mean, that's real life though.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you might get put in a bad area, shit hits the fan, and you just in an area that can't grow food. I mean, what do? You have no choice but to venture out, try to conquer other lands, but now you got to think about war and fighting and death, and the cost of that battle. So those are decisions that men would have to make, or women would probably just say, we're just going to try to die peacefully. Guys like, I got a family here. I ain't trying to die. But shit.
Yeah, so like I said, so like this actually wasn't really about man versus woman. It was a mindset. It was thing. It was a. She was like, man, I wish I could just sit here by the fire and not do anything. Whereas Spice is with the exception of the one guy, the guys were kind of like, I can't get food. I'm constantly wet and cold. I can't I'm just in a
wet and cold.
He bought this expensive tarp.
Hate that.
He bought this, and I looked at it. I was like, this guy got a good tarp. This thing will not tear. This is a heavy duty tarp. It freaking leaks everywhere.
That sucks.
So he's like, shit. And of course, it's 2 weeks before winter hits.
Damn.
So it's now me personally, this guy's 60 years old, and I'm obviously being an armchair quarterback over here. I'm sitting in my comfy chair at home, eating popcorn. I'm going dude, then just make a better shelter. And in all fairness, like I said, this guy hadn't eaten anything.
He had the energy for it.
Yeah, he's exactly.
He's
sitting now. They didn't have. He had some muscles, but he's 60 years old and stuff. And he's like, he's like, I can't do this anymore. He's like, this is a young man's game.
Yeah.
He's like, I just can't. He knows his stuff. He's knowledgeable. Like I said, the one guy who tapped out, he's like, he was there for 5 days. He's like, yeah, I'm done.
5 days.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, you know what, I'm done. He's like, I'm not gonna shit on him because he was a sniper for the Marine Corps, and he became a contractor. He's like, it was me being hired. I went, I'm done. He's like, I don't need to do this anymore. Why am I out here? He's like, I don't need to go out, be away from home. I don't need to do any more contracts.
I feel like he doesn't have anything left to prove.
Yeah. So he's like, I'm done. But part of me is like,
you should have won this.
Yeah, but part of me, of course, yeah, mind you, he had been on the show before, so he knows what he was getting involved in.
Yeah, of course.
So part of me is going but you said you want to come out here to show your son that if you fail the first time, you can come back and try again, but you're tapping out.
Yeah, you forgot your why.
But though, to be completely honest, though, I'm actually rooting for one of these girls that's on this show.
Oh, it's an ongoing series.
Yeah, it's still going, right? Well, it's already been, it's done. I haven't finished watching it. It's on Hulu. And I'm rooting for one of them. And I'm like, 'cause you know what? She just seems like a really nice person. So she's always happy, even in the even in the worst situations. She's like, oh well. Just well. I'm like, and I'm rooting for you to win. Look, there's only 3 women left. So I got to root for one of them. The one guy wanted to win. He tapped out. Shame too. I liked him too because he was funny.
Yeah, I'll be interested, man. I've always thought about that, how long would I be able to go? Because I try to learn little things, but I don't really know much about the wild like that, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't eat rabbit, so I'll definitely be fishing. It's hard as hell to catch a deer without the right stuff.
There was a guy who killed a moose or 2 moose. There was another guy who killed a wild bison.
How did he do this?
He had a bow and arrow.
Nice.
He killed it, and it took a while for the way he died. The one bison, the guy literally just shanked. Now, I'm not kidding.
He got close enough to him.
Yeah, so he had to make it 100 days, and he made it 100 days. And he saw his buffalo, and he just runs up to it with the knife and just stabs it in the neck real quick and takes off running, and the buffalo, yeah.
He can run.
Let's see.
Buffalo puts his horns on you.
Here's the thing about this show, though. You actually also see the difference in the mindset between the men and the women. Now, in this series here, in this last series, which why I always kind of want to just don't think about the other ones. They have a couple where these are previous contestants, so they kind of know what they're getting involved with. So, a lot of times, you know what? I've been here before. I ain't go about doing this. Watch ones where nobody's ever done it before. Then you see the mindset. You see, I'm not saying the women don't go out hunting. Yeah, they do. They're but it's different. Yeah, but the men are I need to get a moose because that's going to feed me for weeks. Yeah. I'm going to have the fat. I'm going to have the protein, whatever. You see a lot more. You see a guy is willing to
risk bigger,
stab a fucking buffalo in the neck. You know what I mean? You see this thing you see the mindset is very different. which to me is pretty cool. It's like, you ever seen the Alone on an Island with Bear Grylls? Now, Bear Grylls isn't on there with them, but it's the men. It's like there's an island with women and an island with men. Oh, you should check it out. It's hilarious.
I think I might have seen the study. Is that what the dudes had everything built up pretty?
They were pretty good going. Yeah, they were not there. They were like, for their situation, they were all doing like, out of the 20 I was there, I think there was like 16 remaining. And I think all but one of them, like the four that had to tap, all three of them were like major injuries. They had to be taken out.
Yeah.
And like the women, I can't remember how many were left over, but it was like, they constantly had to get help from the crew. They constantly had to go.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like I tell people, we're actually better together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I'm the type of person, I like to celebrate differences. And I was listening to this guy, he was talking about how the CIA or the SEALs put together a team. It was like, you got your lion, you got your bear, you got your fox, and then you have your cheetah. And he was saying that good teams have one of each. You got to have a planner. You got to have a doer. You got to have a relationship person, right? And then you got to have what was the fox? The fox was the creative one, the idea guy. That was the fox. The lion was the planner. The bear was the relationship guy, and the cheetah was the doer. We're just doing stuff. And when you really think about it, you need all the personality types to really complete a team, because then as a team, you have coverage for all your weaknesses. You know, if I'm saying, if you have a team of just doers, nobody plans anything. And it was crazy as I'm thinking about it, I thought about the Ninja Turtles. That's exactly how they were built.
Yeah.
Leonardo, you had Leonardo, he was the organizer. Donatello, he was a smart guy, you know what I'm saying? He won't come with the plans. Raphael was about that business. He was always getting after it. And Michelangelo was always the relationship guy. He was always, and I'm like, damn, that's crazy. I know, of course, the Ninja Turtles it's a cartoon.
Right.
But when you think about it, and I started thinking about other situations like, nah, that's facts. Because even when I'm playing basketball with my boys, one guy's handling the ball. One guy, we're trying to get him open to shoot. I'm on defense. You know, this guy's on rebounds. Like, if you can basically take your task and just be good at that one thing and then apply that to a unit, now we're all good at everything. Because none of us are better than all of us. So if everyone basically kind of dominates their own area, you really can't lose. But as a unit,
what's funny is when you look at society and how it was built, one of the things is that's actually, I don't like the men versus women.
Yeah, I really don't. It shouldn't even be a conversation.
I actually absolutely dislike.
We're compliment each other.
Exactly. Because I'm like, I don't think men are better than women. I don't think women are better than men. We are very different. So here's what I mean by that. If you ever look at,
It's like saying a circle is better than a square.
right. So like, one thing is, I was like, just because, like, I bring up alone again, just because the mindset of the woman's different from men doesn't mean it's necessarily wrong. It's just we are programmed different. Here, like, if you look at how society is built, why did, like, I'm not kidding, why do we have homes with doors? Why do we have security? Why do we have fences? Why do we have this thing? It all stemmed with, here's a guy. Most guys would put themselves in a situation where it's like, I'm not going to be where it snows. I'm going to go to a warmer climate if I can.
Yeah.
Why put myself in it? But what if you can't? What if you have a newborn? What if you have a child? What if you have a will or something like that? Well, guess what? I can't just uproot them right now. That's too much on them. They're not going to make it. We have to settle. So what do I got to do? We got to make a home. Okay, now I made a home. Like, guys, somewhere that's going to keep them warm, stuff like that. Okay, now what? I got to protect and defend them. So now I'm going to put up fences. I'm going to put doors on. I'm going to keep things from coming into me. I'm going to defend myself. Well, you know what? If we form a community where we have a bunch of men that can help protect your women, and guess what? So all of a sudden, what you're finding is that communities have started because of the man-woman relationship. That if it was just a bunch of dudes, we wouldn't be worried about, I need to have a freaking, I'm not saying it's necessarily true, but we're not going to have a situation where we're like, oh, I want to have all these walls to protect myself. I'm like, that's like, no, I'll just leave the damn situation.
Yeah.
But I have family here that can't leave. So I got to come up with a way to protect and defend them. And that's why I'm home base. And the thing is because we can do that, because we did that as a society, because we said there's women and children here, we were able to get more modern inventions. We were able to literally build cities. It sounds crazy. I know this is going to sound weird, but the reason a guy built a skyscraper was for several reasons. Yeah, ego was part of it. Look what I built. But also it's to go, hey, lady, look what I built. We're trying to get
Peacock got his feathers, man.
Yep. We're trying like, hey, look, we are going to build society for you.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's the thing. It's like, so it's not a bad thing to be, to notice our differences. Like we said, the guy was willing to go out and stab a buffalo in the neck.
Yeah.
A woman was not willing to hunt a moose because she's like, I can't carry all that meat by myself. I can't do all that, so I'm not going to do that. But the guy can. But you know what the woman could easily do?
But the rabbit,
she had no problem. She had no problem setting up traps and getting rabbits.
Yeah.
And whatever, and then skinning rabbits, something like that. So there was nothing wrong with getting what you could do done around your house. That's why the two worked great, because if he can get big game and he can lift heavy logs and build your home, you can do some of the smaller stuff. I felt like I hate this men versus women. We're two very different things, but we do complement each other very, very well. And that's the thing, like you said, teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah, I feel like she's smarter than all of us because we're all ignorant. It's just in a different set of circumstances. The problem is they have allowed the other side to think they don't need us.
Yeah.
And that is the problem because there's no such thing as an independent society. No man is an island to himself. Like John Maxwell said, you see a turtle on a fence post, we had help. Women need men to survive, period. And men need women to want to survive, period. Like, it's like, girls are here like, man, listen. We ain't doing nothing.
Wars were fought over women.
Yeah, man, we ain't doing nothing, man. We chilling. We're chilling.
Wars were fought. So the thing is this, and I want everybody to understand this. I love women.
You sure?
I do. I have a wife and 3 daughters.
Are you sure? Well, that would give you more reason to hate them.
So they drive me nuts, but I love them. That I love women. Yeah, I love women. I think they are instrumental in our society. I think without women, this world would be just boring. Let's be real. We wouldn't be here, like biologically speaking. I'll just go out to that. All right. So, but it's like I love women, and this is not a slam on women. I think the problem is that we've gotten to a point where we no longer understand each other like we're supposed to as a society.
Yep.
And so, because what happens now is you got these, and I'm not knocking the red pill movement. I'm not knocking stuff like that. Okay,
Keep like that to be
the red pill,
blue pill, other than like no matrix.
well, the red pill,
Or is it just like
it's referenced from the Matrix. So the red pill is where
I know
guys wake up to like,
you do and you don't.
yeah. So it's like, all right, so if a guy, what's in it, for example, red pill's understanding that in society, men are generally going to have the shit end of the stick. All right. Like when it comes to marriage, if we divorce, more than likely she is going to get half of my stuff. She is going to, she gets custody of the kids before I will. I'll probably have to pay alimony until she marries or gives for somebody else, something like that. And so you always say that it's kind of like the red pill. Like it's when you go, oh wow, men are dying more in suicide. Men are killed more at war. Men are the ones drafted. Men are the ones that are working the more dangerous jobs. Man, like that's the red pill, understanding that. So it's like that's what the red pill is. In a very, very quick, small nutshell. Okay, yeah. So, but then you have like your MGTOW all the way through.
And the red pill, I guess, to give you a more current understanding of it, there is no blue pill. The red pill simply meaning you're choosing to wake up to the truth. The truth of the significancy being a mess.
Can be woke.
I gotta be woke. Yeah, but woke to it's basically you have to be woke to the disadvantages that you have as being a man. But for men, we have to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So we're a more for guys focusing on themselves as opposed to, being the guy that's always trying to get the girl. What they're saying is, no, first get you. Find who you are first. And then life is easier that way, bro, because like, bro, I'm telling you, girls be coming out the woodworks when you're in a relationship. They be everywhere. You working on yourself. You can focus. You ain't trying to get no girl. They're every freaking where. Hey, you know what I'm saying? But then as soon as you're singing and you start chasing, all of a sudden they can't be found because if you're chasing something, it's running away. So red pill is more of men understand what you are, focus on yourself, and if you are blessed to find a good woman, all praises. That's exactly what the Bible says too. I'll go.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
like I'll say this, for example, I may be red pilled, but I have a wife. I've been married to her for almost 18 years. So,
It's as long as I've been alive.
yeah, you look every bit of 17 and a half years old.
Who's in the audience? I'm older than Dex.
Yeah, that's right. Alex is 12. I'm the old man here. Actually, I am the oldest one here.
You actually, damn.
I am. I got more.
That makes you feel better because I'm usually the oldest guy.
I'm the oldest one.
He's a great geezer.
I am. But the whole thing is the thing is that you have to understand your differences. You have to understand your weaknesses. And I think society has become to a point where we're so focused on the other side always being the enemy. Doesn't matter what it is. Oh, you're a Democrat? I'm a Republican. Let's hate each other. Oh, you're conservative? I'm liberal. Let's hate each other. Oh, you're black? I'm white. Well, let's hate each other. You're a man, you're a woman, let's hate. Like, really, you need to smell like dogs? I like cats.
We would all be in jail. What would it, right? Like 100 years ago? Well, we would be in jail. You'd be free.
Yeah. That's right.
For hanging out with you.
But see,
I wouldn't even be here, right? I would still be in PR or migrating. Where the shop? Puerto Rico. Well, except my family's from PR, but I was born in Florida.
So you're Puerto Rican.
Hell yeah. I don't know.
Hey, see some Puerto.
hey. I didn't even go and say that.
See, Bobby.
See Bobby me one more time, I got to bop you in the face. Shut your freaking mouth.
See Poppy me
On there like, well, that's like a...
Yeah, it was a little weird.
He crying.
No, it's like he cries you moaning over there.
Hey, yo.
There you go. There goes the New Yorker.
Hey, yo, what? Oh, yo, talk. Hey. So here's the thing, though. Like I said, we need to be focused more on coming back together as a society. We need to stop this left, right, man, woman shit. I think
Stop the dependency. We don't need the government.
I agree.
Definitely not this big. No, stop depending on them or we're relying on each other more. We're like for a better relationship.
And the truth is, like I said, I don't care if you're a man or a woman. I love everybody. Like, I love Alex over here like a brother, I love Dex like a brother, and obviously you two are different races from me. Of course, I'm the right race.
I'm the same race.
For my race.
Yeah, exactly. What's your race? 400? Like, what do you mean? No, straight up, I'm like, I'm 400. Period.
Smart. What are you? Oh, wait, what do you say? We got to come up with something. Wait, to say, what are you?
I'm a man.
Oh, wait, no, that's even controversial now.
No, I am a man. I identify as a man because I have a penis. It's how it works. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
I'm joking. You know what
I know what you mean. I know what
So, but the thing, like I said, it's like, I think that's one of the problems we have as...
Bitch, go back to sleep.
I think that's the problem we have as a society is that we've got so used to this, like you said, we went way off from what for us trying to stay on what Modern Sword is about. And this is kind of what it's about. It's about bringing everybody back together to look past these differences because we're different. Let's be real, okay? Alex and I, if you saw Alex when he sat here, look at what I'm wearing. I'm wearing freaking khaki shorts, black t-shirt. He's wearing a black white beater, a beanie, sunglasses, and it's nighttime. He thinks he's Russian with his Adidas stuff on his straight. You're really gonna put that on, and it's a bazillion.
I still got a better fit than Dex. On God, I got black G Fazos on.
I know what this man is smoking. I know what I was.
He's cigarettes. He's had cigarettes. We're having cigars.
We're going to make you an offer you can't refuse. Before the end of this video, if you like, share, comment, and subscribe, we'll be very grateful. This is simply an offer you can't.
We'll break your freaking hands. There. Do you have me? You got to throw a fret in there. A fret.
If you'd have came to me in friendship, I should have done this for you. But you gave to me like a businessman. Godfather's a great movie. Fun fact, it's not. I just saw it for the first time last week.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. Man, she's not. I didn't get to finish part 2.
Ask anybody. Ask them what my favorite movie is. That's
two very movies, The Matrix. Dude. And they're white chicks.
I love that movie.
I asked my mom, my dad, yeah, buddy.
Oh, it's so fun. Lord of the Rings trilogy is my favorite.
That's good. I did like Lord of the
That's why I used to love Lord of the Rings, but I never. It's so
No homo, but it would be like
same thing.
we would say no homo now for something like that. Because like I like the long movie because I mean I'm making a movie I like because it's long, get my money's worth. It's epic, I'm thinking like how is that?
That's what she said. There was long as she got her money's worth.
No, as long as I got my money's worth.
Oh,
Because then I pay for it.
yeah. I mean, hey, listen, gotta pay play. You got to.
So now I'm gonna be like, no, I'm not even gonna talk anymore.
Bro, this
I'm gonna be like, hey, welcome to men's corner, or so gentleman's corner. I'm Roman Tressler. This is Dapper Dangerous. Carry on, go on, Dad.
I'm telling you. But no, the comments, we commented, man.
I'm not worried about the comments. I'm pretty sure I'm whatever. Okay, so all right. So I've been called gay a lot in my life.
I did do ballet.
I did for 10 years. My wife he knew that too. Shut up. Don't act like I told you.
Huh?
I told you.
And don't tell my mother, bro. No shot.
No shot. No. That boy said you got no shot like that at the 3-point line.
Elementary school, I did like line dancing. That's about it.
People like it. I'm line. Yeah.
This is what it is, and it's crazy. And that's when I literally came to
That one.
or in Alaska.
Well, that explains it.
Alaska.
Yeah. See, now in all fairness, the ballet wasn't really by choice. So
I tried out for ballet because there's a bunch of chicks in there, but I didn't make it.
that's kind of what. Well,
I have good posture.
there's no audition. You just go and you pay for the class.
It was an audition for us. There was supposed. I had to do audition. I only made it past. I mean, it's like the second day. It was basically doing tryouts, and you had to.
From what? The Nutcracker?
I should think that it wasn't that crazy.
I feel like that's exactly what it was. We have zero training.
I mean, my other friends that had zero training got to do it, and I was mad because they got to leave school every I think Tuesday and Thursday.
Was it a school event?
Yeah, man, I was pissed.
Different.
I was pissed.
That's different.
The baseball players do it too because it helps with a lot of dexterity.
It's crazy how tomatoes use stuff.
What?
I know
I like him.
a lot of hockey players that did ballet.
I mean, it helps.
It's fine. Eye-hand coordination thing. Hey, look, we would do these drills to the army. Like, well, we would do like grass drills and stuff like that, guerrilla drills, whatever else. I did just fine. I was like, I had the coordination, no problem. I was like, that's easy. Everybody's saying, did you play football? I'm like, no.
It's a different type of sport. Picking up babes.
I picked up a lot of women. Literally, physically picked up a lot of women.
Like, really? I don't think I've ever seen a Spanish guy play hockey.
I could skate, boy. I could skate like a motherfucker.
So did you watch the Stanley Cup game? I did, and I didn't watch the last game because I'm so mad at the Panthers. Thank God I didn't watch.
We had one with the Panthers.
No. These, I would have been happier if they didn't make it because it'd be one thing if they lost by a single point, right? It'd be happier if they got to game 7 and they lost at game 7. No, these guys were spanked. They got beat so bad. So 9-3. That's like
a question. What if the score was 4-3?
I would have been happier.
But they still lost.
But then they get this. That's not getting spanking.
But you still lost.
But that fucking bad. You're like, we lost by 1 point, not 6 points. They didn't even. It's like they gave up. No, it does not. It feels
it all real.
It does not.
It's what you know.
Hockey.
You brought it up. Can you? I was gonna ask you a cribbing question.
Say it in a way like you know how to say it.
Yeah. You know how God is rough. Huh? Ganja.
Oh,
leave it alone. Cause your memory gone.
shit.
Nah, I'm gonna give you
The devil's lettuce.
I think I've heard it called that.
That's the Michelin's.
Well, they try to get it forever. The devil's lettuce. You've never heard of it?
I have, but bro, so many times when people are like, I can tell when somebody has an agenda. So anytime I hear people start talking in these weird ways, I already know you're trying to get me to look over here while your right hand is, trying to stab me. So I kind of pick up on it quick. You know what I'm saying? Just spending time around politicians, I guess. It's just how it works. Really just spend time around people. And I do love people. You know what I'm saying? So that was on that. I gotta start doing more. What's that? Being around people. That sounded like Roman 5 years ago. How'd you guys Roman? I was Roman's like the only person I'm talking.
Hey,
My buddy guys get along.
look straight up. Ask him. When there was one time he sends me a message. Hey man, can I talk to you real quick? I come out. I'm like, what's up, man? Like, you need a vouch for you? He like yeah. I was crazy. He's like, what you need? I was like, you were at my house. We watched this show.
This is cut, by the way. We're not putting this in.
Yes, we are. What's going on? So, and I was like, what's going on, man? He's like, no, man. It was, I can't remember what it was for. It was something ridiculous. I was like,
Oh, it was for the video for school.
oh yeah, that's right. I was like, oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, I don't care about that because I do blacksmithing. And he was like, so he had to record. So I was like, yeah, I don't care. You could do that, whatever. I'm like, I thought you were like in trouble, and I was over here getting what tag you're in, man.
That was pretty. Nah, but that was pretty crazy though.
Yeah, but
That was really cool though, man. But
it was.
But to bring it back to the question that you asked me though, which was like what I took out in the class, I learned a lot, man. Like from our little 101s where we set up, we had a little time to kind of, he showed me and
Get a lawyer. Keep quiet. Get a lawyer.
it was nice though.
Don't say anything. Get a lawyer.
It was nice.
It was fun class. Actually, we had a good time. There's a lot of the guys there that liked it. Like, I think next time, we have a class coming up here this weekend. He's gonna be there.
I was gonna ask you too. There's something that
Talk to students.
that you think that you want your students to know, like, what should I bring? Where did you bring cameras? No, but like to the students, because you guys had that problem prior because people thought that you were gonna supply the ammo in a way.
Right.
Yeah, we gotta explain how that's.
So what do you mean? Like, what should you bring as a?
Well, they get like obviously like that's got to be a thing, right? Where they.
Yes, you bring. Oh yeah. No,
you.
Yeah. Like, you gotta make sure you have your own ammo. You have to have your own firearm. Now, we've done it before where we'll let you use our firearm, but you have to pay for the ammo, especially because, ammo's not free. It's not cheap.
Say yang.
All right, good. So that's one of the things that we have is like, you need to bring. Hey, you're in the light, bro.
Oh, huh. I am white shadow.
Shadows aren't anyway, but they're
on it for 2 hours. Yeah, it is. Wow.
So but the thing is about is that you have to bring your own firearm. Now, like I said, we've had students come before where we let them use our own firearms because they have a firearm, but they have to pay for the ammo. We just can't give that away.
I know.
We want you to have your own gear. Like, you need to have a good holster, and not like I have nothing against the sticky holsters. Like, I'm one of the few people that will be like, no. Like, I've used the sticky holster forever for pocket carry. I've never had a problem with it. My gun falling out of my pocket with it's like I've been every single time I've demonstrated before. My gun comes out, the sticky holster stays in.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen, even when you guys are demonstrating.
So, but like, I have no problem with the sticky holster, but I usually recommend for the class we do, you need to have a good solid like Kydex.
Tagging you in the gang. Why you just sit out, man? What's wrong with this guy?
It's like you need to have, you need to
to give you more than 15 seconds.
I don't need it. You know.
Yeah, you need to have like your own holster. At least sometimes, I mean, I would recommend a Kydex holster, but at least a good nylon one that's outside the waistband type holster. And we are going to eventually,
or that clear holster doodad was cool.
You get one of these ones right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but reholstering that is really challenging.
Not really. I don't know how to use it. So what I do is it's a two-hand system. It's not when I'm reload, so I just put my finger here and just slide it right back down, man. I mean, I always teach you to look at the holster anyway, so it's really no different. I just don't reholster it as fast as I would.
Are all the
Kydex.
Of course, dumb question.
all holsters, they go inside of.
No.
Somewhere outside.
Yeah, so like what I have at the range, we see me out there as an outside.
But if you want to conceal, right?
You have to get a special piece.
I like this because, like with pants, and touchy packing. That's the point. See, I would tell people that.
See that? Yeah,
That's the pause. Good job. My whole point is, you're not supposed to know I have it until it's too late. By the time you know I have it, it's already too late. You don't see it if I'm drawing it. If you see it, you see Jesus. You know what I'm saying? That's
well, the idea behind concealed carry is you're not supposed to know.
Yeah,
that's the idea behind a concealed carry. You're not supposed to know. Yeah, but like, so if we ever come to like, actually, listen, if it's not even just our class, we're going to any training class. Bring your own firearm, bring your own ammo. Our class is a little different because we are conscious of how much ammo costs,
and we're conscious that everybody doesn't have a gun.
So what we try to do is we go, okay. So a lot of the drills we'll do, we don't do like, have you ever seen like some of these drills out there? It's like, oh, you're going to do a 7-string run,
low round count drill.
Yeah, we do like, all right, two shots, boom, boom, 2 quick. Well, we might do 4. I think max we should do is like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
But like, and that's usually towards the end, the long run drills, whatever. But like, we'll see people like, all right, we want you to, you're going to have a full mag of 15 rounds. I want you to do, you're going to do 4 times 5-string runs, and the cadence is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to do that. So it's boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, and he's just burning dudes. You're going to go through 1,000 rounds in 4 hours. And like, that's $500. You know what I mean? So
that's a lot. That's the thing too, because so many, in all honesty, unless you're going to be a competition shooter, you don't really need to be able to essentially, you can mag dump your gun staying on target, because for one, if you were by yourself, I would never recommend mag dumping into a target, because what if you had a partner or someone else? Now you're out of bullets, now you're screwed. The gun's no good without the bullets.
Yeah.
So in a self-defense situation, I think they say that it's usually done within 3 rounds. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes 7. It doesn't really take that many rounds to eliminate a threat, especially if you're accurate. And as a civilian, you don't want that many rounds out of your barrel, because like he says, every bullet has a lawyer's name attached to it. You are responsible for every single bullet. So at the end of the day, if you know somebody's coming at you and you can get out your holster, feature garment, get your firearm on target, pop out. Most of the time, unless that person's on crack, targeted to stop them. Like, nobody likes getting shot.
No.
Like, all right, I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
So sidebar, okay, from what you're going to say.
Yeah.
You got popped, right?
Yeah.
So how long does it take for you, right? So from what you recall,
yeah,
feel comfortable.
Yeah, well, of course.
Like from the time from when you like kind of saw it, yes, or felt like not. I mean, I guess you
heard the story. I gave them
see it more than you feel it, or how does that? You know what I'm saying? When the exaggeration would kick in.
Yeah. So what happened was, it was after my freaking championship football game, playing my cousin's school. We lost. Yay. You know what I'm saying?
Because so people know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, his buddy, my boy Mickey, him and his friend came around a corner. They lived a couple blocks away. The way New York worked was, I lived on 91st. They lived on 92nd. We had beef. They literally live a block over. But it's just, foolishness. Everyone in the 90s had beef with everybody in the 90s, but once you left the 90s, everybody with the 90s had beef with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? It was just one of those weird things. Kind of like with you and your brother. You can mess with your brother, but no one else can time invade. So they were like, yo, Dex, walking me off the end of the block. I'm like, I got you. Because, the goons on the block and stuff like that. Everybody knew me there. So I'm like, I got you. Walking off the block. Walking them off the block. Saw some of my dudes coming this way. I saw one of them. I'm like, okay, he always doing dumb shit. I see them tucking his 9. So I'm just like, yo, what's good? Like, do I need to go inside? Like, tell me. And before I could even check what was going on, if you from Brooklyn, you know what that means. Bloods is on the block. Sprayed the whole place down, bro. So I seen a dude in front of me. He was probably like 30 yards. And I'm just like, damn, he's looking at me. It's time to boogie. I was in my slides. Took off running. I felt something hit my elbow. I wasn't going to stop to see. Booked it, hid behind a tree. You know what I'm saying? Kind of looked a little bit. I saw that he changed the direction the boy was shooting. Once I saw he wasn't shooting straight down, boom, cleared it to the house. Got to the house, I'm like, damn, that was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Sitting down, and my cousin, he was there at the time, and he came outside because he just loves the hood life. And that was going on, who's shooting out here? Because New York is a weird. If you outside, you run away from the shooting. If you inside, you run outside to see who's shooting. That's just how it was. So I'm sitting down, like, breathing hard. I was running. I'm like, yeah, that was crazy. And he goes, hey, let me see it all. Hey, man, they got you. I salute you. You a soldier. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? I didn't even know it was it. So I felt the pain. The bullet was literally inside my arm. But the doctors explained it that it's so much pain that your body rushes endorphins there so you don't feel it. Because if you did feel it, it'll shut your body down in the shock, and then the body knows it would die if it just shut down. So it prevents it, correct? Right? It basically prevents you from feeling the pain. So I felt the impact, but there was no pain. The only thing that hurt was that it was pulling that sucker out. That was the only thing that hurt, because I literally felt the freaking pliers pushing my muscles apart to get to it. It was really just intense pressure.
Forceps?
The what?
The forceps?
That's forceps?
You said pliers. I call them, they're forceps.
Whatever, dude. So the medical term,
Forceps. Pliers. Yeah. So what
everything that goes out, like, I say, why are you looking at me? I say pliers. You feel me? Pliers are big on
uneducated heathens.
your desk. What makes us yo? I get the uneducated part of the
I just like, oh, you uneducated swines. They're the heathens. That's crazy, man. Technically, you're not, but yeah, it was just fun to say.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, no, I've never been shot. I just saw that. So I've
been shot at so many times. I saw that the whole Spider-Man there for, bro. I survived so many shootouts, bro. I was like, I'm Spider-Man. I can't get it.
Yeah, mine was different. Mine was definitely combat related. So I've never been shot at.
It was urban combat. It was definitely urban combat.
Yeah, like, forget RPG, roadside bomb, suicide, car bombers, mortar, buckets, tall arm fire.
It's another day at the office, my guy. Bro, I'm telling you, bro. This is what I do. The army. To the streets, bro. No, it's even worse because these dudes is out here sleeping on grenades and they really don't know how to use them. Like in the army, you at least get to practice. You throw a real grenade, you practice with it. These dudes ain't practicing with these grenades. They got them off some truck. You think I'm finna hold a damn grenade? Oh, bro, I would love. I mean, I've done it. We've done the whole pull the pin out, put it back in.
Don't release the trigger though.
Yeah, exactly. You just gotta.
There's actually two safeties on a grenade. You gotta take this clip off, then you pull the pin, then you release the.
Nah, y'all playing with you. Yeah, trust me, I understand, but it's accelerating. It does something to you.
Oh, you said accelerating?
I said exhilarating.
Oh, I just said accelerating. It's accelerating.
There's a player Russian roulette. No facts.
As soon as you let go, if you let go of that, if you let
power, you're gonna say no, and you say yes.
I've handled grenades many times.
Yeah, he's a professional. I grenade thrower or whatever.
And what you do is if you let go of it's a little arm, right? It's the trigger, right? As soon as it pops loose, and you only got about 5 to 7 seconds, then you need to let it go. But you don't let that go until you throw it.
Yeah, it's called cooking.
You don't cook the grenade.
Not for two,
right? So and actually the trick is they don't teach this tactic anymore. Like back in the day, if you were to clear a home with a grenade or a house, not a home necessarily, but a building, you used to take the grenade and what you would do is you would throw it in the house and you would let it bounce around in the house. Because if you just threw it in and it stopped, somebody can kick it.
Exactly.
But if you threw it and it bounced around, constantly moving, then they can't get to it and boom. And that was, you would let it cook maybe 2 seconds, 1,001, 1,002, throw it because you don't got they told you never to cook the grenade.
Like when we was going me, I'm not gonna lie, it would probably be like a fish hook, like one of those people that doesn't know how to fish. Have you ever seen those people? It's like he's like ready, and then he goes, and then it's like right here.
Yeah,
that's right. That's me with the grenade. I'd be like, I'm ready to cook. Ready for me? Kind of like your experience playing that video game.
Oh yeah, I was like, I was like, I don't remember if it was Call of Duty or if it was like a Rainbow Six game.
The mechanics sound more Rainbow Six.
And it was like, you gotta peer around the wall. Like, okay, I flipped through it a bazillion times to find the grenade, and I get the grenade, and I went to release the grenade, throw it, but I let go of the wrong button. I went back in front of the wall, released the grenade, it bounced off the wall in front of me and blew me up. I was like, this is stupid. Moving on the older wall. I was like, I would never do that in real life. This is so.
Now you know I keep a rage quit video game.
Nah, bro, you don't know what it's like getting killed in Rainbow Six by a car, like the little cart that shoots shots at you just because you have low health. Okay, that's pain. That's a little car, a little ass car. He's just dead. That was hilarious.
So, all right, real quick, let's try to wrap this up. My cigar is just about done. So, I think you've officially tapped out of here.
Yeah, mine's get brought out. I don't know why.
So, let's go on. We'll wrap this up. So, real quick, guys, we kind of went off on here, but now you kind of understand what ModernSword. ModernSword, yes, we're a firearms company, training company, but we're more about building a community.
I was just about to say, we're building a community, man. One of the things we teach is, we're going to teach you how to shoot, but we're also going to teach you how to administer a tourniquet, try to save the person's life, you know what I'm saying, given the circumstances. Because, like the Bible says, man, you should have punished a guy who steals because he's trying to eat food. I get it. I've been in the hood, you know what I'm saying, been homeless, been broke. I've never had to steal food, thankfully, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things in there where it talks about, leaving some fruit on your tree so that the homeless people could come and they can get it and stuff like that. So I get it. Somebody's trying to rob you and, maybe they're just trying to eat. You shoot them, but you don't want them to die. There's a lot of situations. The law will tell you, let them die. Your conscience might want to get you to save them. But even if you're shot, learn how to turn a tourniquet is good. If somebody gets shot and then the assailant leaves, you don't draw your gun and make yourself a target. He's already stopped the threat. Let them get the hell out of there, and then you can go ahead and administer aid. So at the end of the day, man, it's like they say, a scalpel in the hand of a doctor can save lives, and in the hand of a killer can take lives. You have to decide which one you want to be. You know what I'm saying? You got to decide who you want to be. You want to use your gun to protect life and save life? That's what we want. It's not for you to go and try to take life or to commit murder, which is the shedding of innocent blood. There's a difference between killing someone and murdering someone. Somebody's raping my mom and I shoot him, that was not murder. I killed him. You see what I'm saying? It's a big difference. But if some innocent person is just minding their business and you go shoot them and you rob them, they ain't doing anything wrong. You murdered that person. You stopped our innocent life. And that's what we're trying to do, is protect innocent.
We're trying to not just protect innocent life, but we're also trying to change a mindset. We're trying to change a mindset so that it's not
guns are bad.
Yeah. We're not trying. We're trying to change mindset that it's. I don't, like I said earlier, we don't care what your religion is. We don't care what your preference. Like, are you a good person? We're trying to make it so that just because maybe we have differences in some areas doesn't mean we're more common or more alike than we are different.
Right.
And we need to come back together. And I think one of the things about the gun community, and truly, and it's actually the cigar community, is nobody cares about any of that. We want everybody to get along. You've never seen a group of people out to the shooting range and have a bad time.
That's true.
Never. So we're about creating community. We're about having a good time. Like, well, yes, we're going to try to have first aid classes. We want to get a lawyer there one time to talk legal aspects. We try to do a lot. But ultimately, it's about a community. It's about bringing people together. It's about having a good time. So being able to protect you, your family, your loved ones, your community, so on and so forth. That's what ModernSword is about. You kind of know a little bit about us. The combat vet over here. He was the competition shooter type person over there. We're trying to combine our stuff together. And to give you guys the best possible training and stuff you could possibly get at a very reasonable price, because Lord knows it's expensive.
Because, by the way, I want a cookie. I maintained eye contact for the last 2 minutes on my cookie. Continue.
I don't have any cookies.
I was talking to Alex.
Pause. I forgot cookies at one of those.
Play.
But yeah, so with that being said, guys, just understand, going forward from this point forward on any other videos, we may still talk firearms and business, whatever, but we'll talk about other things like
we're just going to talk.
Yeah, we'll have points to talk about them.
We have plenty of points to talk about,
but like we just can't go off on a tangent because it's fun.
That's what you did. That's what I think. You're the tangent guy.
No. See, here's the thing. Here's the
point of this.
Here's the thing.
Sorry, chat.
The questions are great. I like the questions. Keep them up. But the whole point, though, is like we can't go up on this weird, like, why I like the show alone. Yeah, like we're trying to describe what Modern Sword is. There, I'm talking about a different show. You know, like
If you want to talk about it alone, that's fine. Because at the end of the day, the viewers might find that interesting, man. There's an audience for everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
might be their favorite segment.
I swear to God, no bullshit. My mom's life. I actually found myself looking through the screen, not looking at you guys like this, but just looking through the screen right here and just pretending like I was watching it on a YouTube video. And I was just like,
Yeah, man.
and I was like, because it's actually like for real. I swear to God, it's actually like
Mentally stimulating.
yes, bro. It felt like I was watching like a Joe Rogan.
Yeah, that's all they do is talk. You know what I'm saying? He got more prominent figures to talk about more like abstract things. But at the end of the day, it's just a bunch of dudes talking about shit they're passionate.
Yep.
They're passionate about alone. Great. I might go off on a tangent one day on Dragon Ball Z. You know what I'm saying?
yo, the world's slowest punches. Yeah.
First of all, it's the fastest punch. Slow because your feeble eyes can't keep up. They slow it down for you. Okay? Feeble-eyed man.
Feeble-eyed. It's because I'm. Are you saying it's because I'm
on the next episode.
You know what I'm saying? Bro, dude, listen. Listen, Dragon Ball Z fans roast Dragon Ball Z more than any Dragon Ball Z here out there. Trust me. We understand, but why we watch it is because you have this man, Goku, okay, who lived the life of a black man. You understand what I'm telling you? All right? He lived the life of a black man. So first off, this man is an alien, right? He was sent to destroy this place, but he lost his memory. Then he meets this little old guy, teaches him karate. Finds out that this dude could blow the whole world up, but because he was raised with the humans, he started liking the humans. He started fighting to protect the humans. That his brother came, tried to beat him up. This man had to kill his own brother, man. Technically, it was Piccolo. But Goku's a man who was always weaker than his opponent at first, but somehow, through hard work, dedication, and eating a shit ton of food, okay, always overcomes any obstacle. So it really does tantalize the mind, because we see Goku get his ass beat a lot. He get beat up a lot. But
You know what else has plots out? You know what else has plot lines that sound a lot like that?
what's that?
The Power Rangers.
Power Rangers don't there, you know?
The Power Rangers get beat down rather than they could put the mighty sword. Okay, listen.
Nah, they win. After they combine their weapons together, like goddamn Captain Planet.
But if you listen,
They overbought.
but here's the thing: they also have this big thing going on, whatever. Okay,
I like the Power Rangers.
but listen.
If I was a power Ranger, I'd need all swords.
You don't know Tommy Oliver, man?
Yeah,
There you go.
What are you talking about?
Go. Bro, they said before Thanos and the Avengers, the Green Ranger, the kids will never know the terror of watching Tommy beat up the Power Rangers on 5 episode. Yeah, that was torture to me, bro. Like, I was,
when he was in Green Repulse.
you know the show, man.
I know Power Rangers. I said, yeah, Power Rangers.
I was there. Spy Patrol died. Yeah, that was a...
But here's all right. Anyways, we got like I said, we're trying to wrap up this stuff because it's like a 3 hour game.
It's only been 2 hours and 97 minutes.
A lot of it.
Up those beginnings. Oh, we good. It's 2:30. Yeah, well.
So, all right.
That's a wrap.
All right, guys. Hey, thanks for watching. Again, make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment, whatever else.
And subscribe. You got to say it in proper sequential order.
Thank you. I do it.
Link, share to the subscribe. You don't. I do what I want. You do what we tell you to do. Okay? Don't hang me remove these chains.
Fine. All right. Go ahead and close it out.
Again, this was Roman Tressler with Tressler Tactical Solutions that no longer exists. He's now ModernSword. He got my man solution. What was it?
It was the House of Training Solution.
It's on. It should have been the other one. The other one was cooler. You feel me? Then we got, what's your handle again? It's
Someday Axel.
Someday Axel Alex. And as usual, stay dapper. No way, dang. Dapper day just sober now, man.